Hello, everyone. It's Justice here. We're with another set review here for Mecha Games. I have brought on a good friend of mine who's been playing pretty competitively with me. We got Jake.
Hello.
Hey. So today we're going to be talking about Riftbound Unleashed and all of the cards that are going to see potentially competitive viability. We will touch on other things as well, like the more casual style formats. We can talk about draft or sealed. I don't have a slide made for that, but we can chat about some cards anyways for it. And we're kind of just going over what we think is going to be good, what to look out for, what to pre-order from MechaGames.ca when we have the singles available for you guys. Do you want to just cut right into it, Jake?
Yeah, let's move on to the Legends.
All right, let's talk about Legends. So, we're getting a total of, I believe it's 12 Legends that is coming out in the new set. And I've gone ahead and split them into the ones that I think are most powerful and, least powerful. So the ones we got here in the local Legends tab, we'll talk about first, because I think these are some of the more fun Legends, but I think they just don't quite have a spot in competitive play. So I'll start from the left, and then I'll let you kind of take over or chime in. So from the left, we got Master Yi. This is the XP Master Yi. We got Master Yi too, because not everybody has those beautiful sets from the starter set thing that they made, Proving Grounds. Yeah. But so they made a new one that's more accessible, and funny enough, it's much worse. He is in the calm and body domains, so those are the green and orange for those who don't know the actual names of them. He's got a ability where when he's at level 6, you get all of your units get +1 might, and at level 11 all of your units enter ready. That's very powerful. The last section. The biggest issue, which will... yeah. The biggest issue that we're going to find with this legend is the fact that any form of getting XP isn't the most efficient. You have to play a lot of very poorly statted units, and a lot of them aren't the greatest. Like, a lot of them don't have on-play abilities. They're just stat sticks that say gain XP. XP, just so you know as well, for those who haven't taken a look into the set at all, XP is a mechanic that is like a counter that sits on your actual your person. So it sits on you as a player, not on permanence. Some of your different cards have ways of spending it. Master Yi, thankfully, doesn't have to spend 6 XP to have your things get +1 might. It's just, as long as you have 6 XP in your reserve, you have the passive. And it stacks. So, like, if you're at level 11, you have your units enter ready and also get +1 might. Anything you want to add to this guy here?
Yeah, gaining XP is mainly either it's on the card that it gains XP, or it gains XP through Hunt, which Hunt is whenever you conquer or hold, you gain whatever the Hunt value is of the card. So if it's Hunt 1, or I think just Hunt, it'll be 1 XP. If it's Hunt 2, 2 XP, so on.
Yep. And just unfortunately, the cards that have that keyword don't do a lot else other than give Hunt. But yeah, that's Master Yi. We'll talk about some cards that he's getting that will be really good with the other Master Yi legend from the previous sets in the next slide, but we are not just there quite yet. For now, let's move on to the Keeper of the Hammer, or Poppy. You want to start us off? These are your colors, Jake.
My colors now. No, my colors are order and calm. This is Poppy. She's body in order, or orange and yellow. So her legend ability is whenever you hold, you gain 1 XP, and then you can spend X3 and exhaust her to draw a card. Like Craven, you have to exhaust her to draw a card.
Yep. They decided to balance the game after the second set.
Unfortunately, she's just not very powerful. Her champion units are semi-powerful. They have some synergy.
Yeah.
But this deck is mainly seen right now in testing uh, as an Aurora deck, just because the Aurora hits are very strong, and
Yeah.
you can use the champion unit to draw one when you play it.
Yep. She literally says draw one card once per game in the Aurora shells that she's seeing play in right now, which is kind of lame. You're mainly using her for the colors because we haven't had a good Aurora legend in those colors until now. So if she's going to see any form of play, it will be in a Dazzling Aurora shell. And I do apologize for that, guys. If you guys were Poppy lovers, play her in locals. She'll still be fun, but
Do the flip.
all right. The next character here is one of my favorites from actual League of Legends, the Virtuoso, or Jin, the serial killer of Ionia, and Piltover. He is awesome. He's in the local legends slot, but he's booty cheeks. So let's go over him though. He is in the Kaisa colors, so he is Fury and Mind, and he's got a very long ability here of whenever you play a spell, if you spent 4 or more resources to or energy, you banish it. And then once there are 4 spells banished under him, you put them into your trash, and then you get to channel 4 runes readied and draw a card. Really cool ability. Really hard to get off in a game. I have put probably 13 to 15 games on Jin, trying to make him work. The biggest problem that I'm running into with Jin in testing is that actually resolving a 4-mana spell and having it be impactful enough on the board state is really tough. There's a lot of counter spells in the meta right now. I do think Calm is one of the best colors currently. Just with its ability to turn off primarily Fury stuff. As we know, Fury is probably the strongest color in the game right now. And just the amount of spells that he has access to is very limited that are 4 or more cost. There are some cute things you could do with, I'll throw it on the screen actually, Temporal Portal, which is a card that lets you give a card repeat. I think it's called Temporal Portal. Oh, I'm the goat. It is called that. So this is Temporal Portal. So this card's cute with Jin. It's good enough. It's some cards you want to cast for 2. The issue is also there's not a lot of ton of 2-mana cost spells that don't already have repeat. So you kind of miss out on some of those. My first shell with him was very fun. It was a gambling build where we were playing cards like Blind Fury and Promising Future. Unfortunately, I don't think these cards will ever see play. Just going to throw the Promising Future on the screen there. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's the one that you flip cards at the top of your decks, and then you play them.
Both players.
Both players.
Which is the downside.
Yeah. Unfortunately, just not quite good enough. He might see play in some fringe playability, just because his colors are good. But that's Jin. Unfortunately, I have nothing else to speak on him. Anything you want to add?
No, you got it all there. I mean, he has his own WinCon card. Although I'm not really sure how the WinCon... I mean, the WinCon's on flavor because it's all 4s.
Oh,
But
the Junk Palace?
the requirements have nothing to do with, like, Jin's ability, really.
Yeah, I think that card will see more play in one of the cards that we have up in the Facebook meta tab above. If it's going to see any playability at all. But
Yeah.
for now, we'll move on to the Piltover Enforcer, or Vi from Arcane.
Fury Order, Darius's colors, Rek'Sai's colors. I personally like this legend, but it'll be a fun one to play.
Yeah.
So her legend ability is when you conquer, if you assigned 3 or more excess damage, you may exhaust me to ready a unit. So this is going to be one of those decks where you go swing in and then you get your point and then you get out of there.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously the legend does not want you to hold, and there's a couple cards that really help with this, where you can
Yeah.
give your unit ganking, which I think is the stronger points. Obviously, Fury and Order are two, I would say, strong colors.
Yeah.
You have your kill spells, and then you also have just very strong statted units.
Yeah. The best units in the game, like bar none.
Yeah. The only non-synergy I find here is that Order is more about killing things, and Fury is more about wanting to smack over top, or at least with this legend.
Yeah.
So they kind of clash there, unless it's a battlefield with more than one unit.
Yeah. Notably, she does have a really interesting signature spell, we'll call it for now. But we'll talk about it in the next slide. But unfortunately, I just don't think she's quite good enough. She does have, obviously, like what you were saying before, she has good colors, but they just have competing, like, ideologies. Yellow is about killing things without fighting combats, and red is about fighting things in combat. Notably, I did make this tier list as well before the bans that happened on Monday. Last Monday? This Monday?
Last Monday?
What? One of these Mondays. I think it was last Monday.
Fight or Flight and Gold Shot were still cards.
Luckily, Fight or Flight being gone means that Vi gets knocked up a power level. So instead of being like near like the G of the legends, maybe she's closer to the C of local. But not quite in the not quite tab yet.
That's quite the ladder you have. The C and local.
Listen here, we're trying to have fun over here with the local legends and Torbeck, of course, on the top.
Yeah, let's move on to the painful to talk about here.
I think this legend is super cool. I think these colors are
cool.
Booty cheeks. I think they're so bad.
Let's just play all 3 games on Aspirin's Climb.
Yeah.
Do the cool thing where you win the game.
So, for those who don't know what he does, this is Ivern. This is the Green Father. When you conquer or hold, you can exhaust him to replace a battlefield with a brush battlefield token, which I will throw up onto the screen right now while we chat about him. It might be cropped. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So what it says is bird, cat, dog, Poro, and Ivern units.
Oh, I got it. I'm the goat. There we go. we widened our horizons.
Nice. And whenever it's scored on, it can be replaced.
Yeah. He does some really cool tech stuff. He gets to turn off the good parts of battlefields after he gets to use their benefits. Except not anymore because of the line of text that says you may replace this battlefield with it replaced. To be able to actually conquer, to be able to use this ability, you have to do that effect right away to be able to put onto the stack with the new rules changes that they did on Monday as well. So you used to be able to do weird stacking your triggers in a way, but you can't anymore because you instantly replace it and then the battlefield doesn't get seen anymore, which is super lame. So they unintentionally super nerfed Ivern. Which is not something I had on my original notes for this legend, but Rito gonna do what Rito does. Unfortunately,
notably there's some good Poros and dogs.
Oh yeah, he's eaten good when it comes to the bird, cat, dog, Poro, Ivern units. Even his signature spell is really good, but the issue is that you're playing in probably the weakest color combination you could play in the game right now. I apologize, Jake. I know this is the colors that you got into the game with.
Yeah. Hello, Leona.
Yeah.
I mean, like, individually, they're super strong colors. You got kill spells and you have counter spells. You
It's
just
just
can't put them together for some reason.
it's because their units are so not great.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ivern can help with that. With if you can get your brush tokens. The issue is, which we'll talk about in a minute here when it comes to Vex. Getting onto the battlefields is the hardest part with those colors. We'll talk about that in a little bit in a second here, though. But as of right now, I think he'll be a fun deck to play to locals. I think his alternate art, his overnumbered, which is I use overnumbered for all the guys up here. I think it's one of the best looking ones. Very like Ghibli style. But unfortunately, I just think he's not quite good enough to be played in competitive viability. Next, we got Mr. Zix, as our friend Max calls him, or the Void Reaver, Kha'Zix. He is inside of the Body Chaos colors, which, admittedly, very, very powerful colors. Anything that has Chaos as a supporting color is really good, and Body is one of the best primary colors when it comes to unit distribution as well as interaction. Where the downfall of this legend is he's got the XP mechanic stapled onto him for some reason. So his ability is that whenever you win a combat, you gain an XP. He's got two abilities that let you spend your XP. He's got a spend 1 XP and exhaust him to buff a unit. And he also has spend 2 XP, exhaust him to move an exhausted friendly unit from a battlefield to its base. The second one could have been really, really good. It's good for like getting like those hit and run style gameplay, kind of what Kha'Zix does in League. It's just it doesn't translate well into the TCG, unfortunately.
To be fair, Body and Chaos didn't get a large amount of XP payoffs. They had a lot of XP gains.
Mm-hmm.
The payoffs just weren't there. Like Chaos, I think
Yeah.
the biggest payoff Chaos has is the possession style card, and that's about
Which
it. Shelter
yeah,
doesn't
and
help it.
it's its best payoff, and there's the one that lets you thought seize your opponent, or look at their hand and take a card from it.
And they
But
draw, though.
they do draw. You can't thought seize the top card of their deck, unfortunately, but unfortunately, just not very strong. Also, his champion units are booty cheeks. They suck.
They're not incredible. Yeah.
That's it for Mr. Zix. Unfortunately, he's cool. If you like Kha'Zix, I implore you to play him out. The colors are powerful. You can do some cool things. His identity is just all over the place.
You're gonna catch somebody off guard.
100%.
Like,
When we get to the signature spells section, he's got probably one of the strongest signature spells in the game right now, which is the thing that's really dragging him up towards the C of local. But unfortunately, he's near the D of legends.
does it go up to the L at the start of local, or does it
Yeah,
just stop at C?
I'd say the one who's closest with that would be Poppy, closest to the first L of local. Just because Aurora's a busted card. So, and as we talked about in our ban list video that I posted up, I believe tomorrow, as of date of this recording, it didn't get hit, and I'm glad it didn't get hit. But we'll see what happens. Onto the Torbeck tier. So we got 3 legends here, all of which are within the Chaos domain.
Yep.
That it does make sense. Which one do you want to? Which one? I'll let you tackle the next one, Jake. Which one do you want?
I think I'll take Pike. I
Mhm.
watched a little bit of gameplay on Pike, and I think he's got potential. Clearly his champion units are pretty bad.
The red one's pretty good.
The red one's not bad. Yeah. just Fury and Chaos in general is just a really good combination.
I'm throwing the red
So
one on the screen so people can see it as
yeah,
well.
so Pike's legend ability is you can pay 1 energy and exhaust him to return a friendly unit at a battlefield to its owner's hand, and then you play a gold gear token exhausted.
Yeah.
So this has a lot of synergy with things like Bewitched Spirit, I believe is the name of the card. It is
That's the
3
bird that
cost for
thought
2
seizes your
that
opponent.
makes you. No, it just makes your opponent discard one.
Yeah.
So you can get a nice little loop going with that. There's also my favorite card, Fizz. That one's a good loop because you can play Fizz, play whatever spell you want from the trash, pick them up with the legend ability, and play them down again. And Fizz alone has its own combo with, was it Starcrossed?
Yep. Starcross is a very silly card with him.
Yeah, we'll talk about that card later.
We will talk about it in more detail later. But
Yeah, I think Pike has the Fury and Chaos staples at this point of having Darius, First Forerunner, Kaisa, Noxious Hopeful, Falling
yeah.
Star.
You have all the best spells.
Rebuke.
You have all of the best cards in the game. The reason why I put him into this tier was I found that he has some really, really clunky hands, like
Yes.
really clunky hands. Because you want to be playing things that have more like on-played abilities.
Yeah, you want to be able to use his legend better, and slotting in like Fizz and Bewitched Spirit and anything else that has on play takes away from the
Playing
best
good cards
units that get played in red purple.
Yep. His champion unit, which we did touch on a little bit, does get to do some really cheeky, silly things. I'll pull him up again.
It's
You can
yeah, I mean it's
always
kind of
just play him. And then if you pay a red power, he enters readied and at +2. So he's a 4 accelerated without the extra mana cost.
he's better Teemo.
He's better Teemo. And he's got ganking, which is cool.
The only downside I want to say from that is that you have to hide him from the champion zone.
Or you just play him.
Or yeah, you could just play him to the battlefield, but if you hide him from the champion zone, it's a little bit of a giveaway there.
Yeah, I've seen I've done a few test games with him myself to try to get. I've played almost every legend on this screen now. The only one I haven't touched yet is Ivern, admittedly. But Pike, you get to do some cool gameplay loops where you play Pike, you swing in, you get your conquer point, you bounce him back to your hand, and then you can do like what Teemo does and hide a new card, whether it be this Pike, whether it be an Evelyn, whether it be the other Pike.
Yeah.
So he does like a weird like tempo control style gameplay, with a gimmick attached to him as well.
Yeah, and the purple Pike, like it's neither of them have like great stats. It's that their abilities are pretty good. Like the purple one has backline, which means it won't be killed, probably. And when it survives, you get a gold, which can help. But I think the red one definitely takes the win here.
Yeah. So that's pretty much Pike. I think he's cool. He also has the sexiest of the overnumbereds for sure.
Oh yeah, the overnumbereds. The regular art long takes the cake though.
Yeah. You're no bias there on your profile picture, Jake.
No, absolutely no bias.
Okay. That's Pike though. I think he's interesting. I think he'll see some play, just because of mainly his domains that he's playing in. But I don't think he'll do anything crazy or innovative on the meta. Something that will be crazy and innovative on the meta, though, is probably the best stunning legend in the entire game right now. Sorry, Leona. You suck.
Sigh. Biggest sigh.
I'm going to talk about Vex. This is my third favorite champion in League. I have thousands of hours on her. Love Vex. She is inside of the Calm and Chaos domains, which are my colors. If you guys know me, I played Yasuo most of set one. I'm currently playing Aurelia, and I'm probably going to try playing Vex. I think I just like this color combo. But what her ability is that whenever you or an ally hold, you can exhaust her to draw one card. Not gonna lie, when this card was revealed, I thought she was booty cheeks.
Well, you have to exhaust to draw a card.
You,
That can't be Draven.
yep. And then also when she was revealed, she was one of the first legends revealed. We saw none of the cool ways of interacting with the board. So up until probably this set, holding was a really difficult thing to do in this game. We had Fight or Flight that was legal. We have Rebuke that exists. We have all the removal spells that are in yellow. We have all the removal spells that are in blue. Just holding is not very easy to do. Funny enough, we have now more stun cards in purple than we have in green.
Or yellow.
Or yellow. And they're all very good. So she's very powerful. She also has one of the strongest chosen champions in the game. Just a very good stat line for the cost. She does really, really well at holding.
On that.
I think she. I've been joking about this whenever in testing, because I've played it quite a bit now into Jake, and I played it into our friend Max a lot. Once it's on the point, good luck getting her off. You kind of need to have the nuts. The issue with Vex is getting onto that point. If you can't get onto the point, you are probably going to lose the game, which is the case for every single legend in this game, but especially towards Vex, just because, unfortunately, Calm and Chaos do not have very efficiently statted units for pushing onto a battlefield. Fun fact, most of the Chaos units actually have less might than their actual cost. So...
Yeah, we were trying to find some that had more might than they did their cost, their energy cost at least, and it came up to zero.
Literally zero. So, I think she's very powerful. I think she does some broken things. You also get the 5 mana Vex that's seeing play currently in the Spirit Forge meta. Is a superhero in this deck. Unfortunately, just not quite good enough to be what I would call a meta champion. She does meta things, but unfortunately she's just barely not quite there. That's Vex. On to Diana. Jake, take the wheel.
Diana goes so well with that other legend. We don't talk
Oh,
about
yes.
Leona. Oh.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
So, yeah, I know. I'll get over it at some point. So Diana is a she's very combat oriented in a way where less like Ezreal, where Ezreal just wanted to cast spells from the back line and then go in afterwards. This seems more of you're going in and then casting all your spells. Her legend ability is reaction exhaust her to add 1 energy, and you can only spend the energy during showdowns. So you have to be in combat.
Not necessarily in combat, just within a showdown.
Within a showdown.
Which, for those of you who don't know, because some, just so that you guys know, Jake and I are both registered judges for Riftbound, so we both know the rules quite well. A showdown is just any point where you are moving into a battlefield, essentially. Whether it be an open battlefield, whether it be a contested battlefield, it's a showdown. If there are enemy units there, it is a combat showdown. So even if you are just moving, for example, her little...
stage showdown.
Her 3-cost champion unit, it does just say scry 1 draw for paying 1. Really good.
Yeah. And obviously all the good spells that Ezreal's been playing on top of all the new bounce that purple is giving. She has a very strong arsenal. I think she suffers like every other blue purple legend where your units just aren't the greatest.
Yeah.
Like the purple Diana is really good. I I think is just better um, student, Ravenbloom student.
Well, yeah, it is. It
Um,
is strictly better Raven
yeah,
student. I would hope so. It costs double the amount
it
and a
costs
power.
double out of power. Yeah.
So
Like you have Ravenbloom student, you have just Diana no longer human. You have Watcher, you have Mind Splitter. I guess Purple Vex as well.
yeah,
Um, Everything in between is just
not great for
they're
units.
fairly statted. You playing fair Riftbound.
Yep.
This your spells are where it becomes a little
Obviously,
tough.
any abilities that can make energy for free are very powerful. Just like Darius in set one, the
Yep.
things holding them back eventually, unfortunately, is their card pools. So check back in a few sets. That's Diana. Also, real quick on Diana, I think she also has one of the best arts for her overnumbered. They did some uwu art. Um,
Yeah, this was the first one they. This was the first one they released, and I thought the whole set was just gonna be full anime style.
I was a little disappointed that it wasn't.
Yeah, it
But
was really cool that we got this.
but yeah,
Where's my Diane? Where's my Leona anime art?
maybe you'll get that as a side overnumbered in a different set.
Yeah, maybe.
So now let's go over to
I
the
don't think
Facebook
it's gonna
meta.
touch Leona.
I'll talk about
We go left
our
to right.
first. Let's go left to right. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll do Rengar. Um, I personally think that this is going to be the strongest legend in the game. I'm standing by it. Currently, as of today, he still doesn't have any He doesn't have any tournament success. I think people are building him wrong. Anyways, I think he is nuts. So I'm gonna go over his things about him now, though. He is a Fury and Body legend that has the ability of whenever you play a unit, give a unit +1 might this turn. Doesn't have to exhaust. Just whenever you play units, give your guys bigger. This plays very, very powerfully with a load of things that already exist. Noxious Hopefuls that are only 2 mana. Any of the ambush cards effectively have +1 might always. So you can treat them essentially as removal spells for in combat use. And I also think that he has one of the most broken signature
Oh, no,
units.
champion unit.
His champion unit. I think this thing's busted.
Yes.
right down the
Rules
middle.
errata. You can just play him whenever you want.
Yep. So the text on this card is not actually what the card does. This card got eroded. We knew already what the rules were. It just didn't read very well. So what this Rengar ability is he's got ambush. He's a 5 and 6. I'm kind of jumping ship. We're going to be talking about this card again later, but I'll just kind of redact and say go back and watch this part. But this is part of the reason why I think Rengar is so strong. His ability has ambush, which is a new mechanic they added in, where you can play units as a reaction to a battlefield where you control a unit there. Rengar also has a line of text that says, I can be played to battlefields where there are enemy units, even if you don't have enemy units there. So it's kind of like a Deadwood Predator, for 3 mana less, and for 1 might less. And 1 power less. You kind of see where I'm getting at here. But also, the funny interaction is that ambush is a modification to how you can play a unit. The bottom line of text is also a modification to how you can play a unit, which means you can play Rengar Trophy Hunter as a reaction to a unit, an enemy unit walking into a battlefield, even if you don't have anything there. So he is a instant speed Deadbloom Predator that defends for 7. Sounds unintuitive. Plays a little unintuitive. Very powerful. You also have access to all the good Fury units. You have access to all of the good body units. You have a plethora of ways of untapping your aggro units. This is the legend that I'm probably locking in pretty hard for Vancouver. You also get some fun Bryn here shenanigans, which we'll talk about his signature spell in a second, which kind of breaks this cat in two.
It's great. No. The signature spell allowed us to get a beautiful rules change. Where as long as there is a chain open, control of a battlefield is locked.
Yes, you can no longer just... we'll talk about that card later, but... There was a thing I was talking about very early with this card that was very broken. Luckily, can no longer do it. But that's Rengar. Really simple ability. Really easy aggro deck, I think, to play. I think he's also got a very high ceiling because you have to know your numbers. You got to know what to play around. But I think he's very powerful. And I'll let you talk about the one who's actually on your Discord profile picture next.
Oh, okay, we're going straight over to the other side.
Yeah, we're going over to the other side because it's you're a legend.
Yes, this will be the legend that I'm locking it on for probably the whole set. This is LeBlanc. So her ability is when you conquer or hold, you can discard a card and exhaust her to play a ready reflection unit token there. There would be whichever battlefield you conquered or held. It becomes a copy of another unit there. Give it temporary. So you're basically making copies of whatever you have held or conquered with. Very, very strong. Obviously, with temporary, things will die in the beginning phase. So we play just a plethora of Death Knell. I initially did not want Karthus to be the end-all be-all of this deck, but
he's unfortunately very, very good. He is
He's
very
too
good.
With too many very well like Death Knell cards in general.
There are so many good Death Knell cards now.
Yeah, we got
one of them
really
you get to play from your champion zone, I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh, we're talking about LeBlanc Fragmented.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so LeBlanc Fragment is really good. It has attacking, it's got the same stats as Xin Zhao. So it is a attacking in for 4. It has Death Knell where you just draw a card, but if they let it live and it gets to your beginning phase, you draw 2 cards instead. Karthus, that's 2 cards or 4 cards.
Yep.
Which is just very strong. It means you don't have to play your unsung hero BF sword combo piece where you have to find both pieces and also have it die.
Yeah, and you always
always
have access to it. Yeah, you just have access to it always as well.
Yeah.
It's just pot of greed on a stick.
Yeah, very good. There was a rules errata, unfortunately, that gave it a little bit of a nerf. There is a window in between your reflection hitting the board and it becoming a copy. So your reflection comes in at 0 might, so your opponent can gust it. They can bounce it with Starcrossed. I think it's just Starcrossed and then Gust. Just any sort of reaction spell that can do anything to the reflection.
That is an unfortunate part about them adding Maze to, or making Maze become how they read already. Maze always kind of read as costs for cards.
Well, this becomes a reflexive trigger where it says,
yes,
you may discard 1 and exhaust me to play a ready reflection unit token there, and then I believe it says, and then do this, and that's what starts the window for reaction spells.
Yeah, and because to be able, and you also have to discard as cost now. You can't just say I'm doing this trigger and then not do it.
Yeah, they can bounce your reflection. You're down a card. You're down a copy. Uh,
Yeah.
which sucks. But from the most recent Runes of Rift tournament that went on, it seems that it's got a good place in the meta. It was a really strong build. I believe it
Yep.
was the same guy that built Detonator, Draven.
It was the same team. Yeah.
Yeah, same team. Which is great because this is a big brain deck. This needed somebody who knows how to break decks to build a good list.
Yeah.
It was watching it. It was very very dominant in what it was doing. You can play your little like you can play your soaring scout. You can play your watchful sentry. Like they suck because they're one mites. But putting a copy down, having Karthus, suddenly they're drawing four. Suddenly they're ramping you
It
for
it makes your
two.
opponent really
It's
have to think about if they actually want to push into the and give your opponent either resource advantage or card advantage.
yeah,
And as is
and
the philosophy
the
for any TCG, if you're making your opponent make choices, it's a good deck. It's just how it
yeah,
is.
and her signature spell is just incredible. Just make a copy of something.
Hey, we're
Anything
not
on the
there
board.
yet, cheater.
I cannot stop talking about.
Um,
You
yeah,
better leave
LeBlanc
that
seems
alone
very
about
powerful.
Lilia.
I'm gonna move on to Lilia, my favorite deer, my little pony in disguise. I think she's got the worst overnumbered art in the set because it's just a lot of black space. I really hope that the texturing on that card looks amazing. Otherwise, I think the art's awful. Anyways, art bad, legend real good. This is one of the legends as well that in my initial analysis when the set first came out or was getting revealed, I thought it was very weak. This is one of those abilities that reads very poor, but in practice is very powerful. In my opinion, at least. So she is in the RE colors of Calm and Mind, and her ability is for four energy and exhausting her. You can play a ready 3 might sprite token with temporary, and the ability can cost one less for each other unit you have with temporary. The latter part of that ability doesn't come up very, very often, but it's cool that it exists. The reason I think that this legend's gonna be powerful, and where I was talking about the part where it's better in practice, it is able to consistently push points without you having to commit any cards to the board. So you get to play your standard suite of control calm, while also having the value spells of mind that you just sit in your hand forever, and you only really spending mana to make tokens. That are honestly pretty above par for statting. And you got to play fun things like brutalizers to make them become really big and be able to swing above most things in the meta.
Foresight.
Sorry.
I said you have Mask of Foresight as well.
Yep, Mask of Foresight made its way into my most recent build, as well as one copy of the one that's got Lysandra on it. Heart of Dark Ice, yeah. Just ways of making the sprites be able to trade up. Because it also feels really bad, like we were saying before with LeBlanc, when your opponent has to make a choice of trying to push into a token that you know is going to die anyways because it has temporary. It feels awkward.
Feels very
It
bad.
feels really bad, especially when you get blown out by them having disciplines and on guards or any form of combat tricks. And her signature spell, which we'll talk about in a moment because it's in the next slide, one of the most broken counter spells in the game. But yeah, Lilia plays very powerful in practice. Reads kind of poopy, but luckily she's very good. This is my close second for what I'm bringing to Vancouver. It's between Rengar and
Watching
Lilia for sure.
watching a match with watching a match where the opponent was playing against Lilia, just watching somebody spend their like removal spells on tokens that won't get the hold just
Yeah.
feels bad because you can't get into the battlefield. It just it feels terrible.
Yeah.
Um, and we also got like a great gear that goes with her.
Yeah, which we'll talk about when we get to the card suite. But for now, I think we're ready to up to the next slide.
Let's do it.
So we got the breadwinners. We kind of went in pretty hard on this already. We'll just make this slide quick. These are the best. These are what we're thinking are the best legends that are coming out of the set. These are the ones to keep your eyes on. Yeah, really short. And here are all of the different signatures for all of the different legends. I threw the League of Legends ranks based on how powerful I believe them to be. I think Jake agreed with my takes on them, except for one of them,
Um,
which was the Vi gauntlets, I believe.
did you put them really low? No, no. I think.
I put them in bronze. I thought they were really
No,
bad.
I think they're better than you think they are, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're incredible.
So
No,
let's
I think
go
I made a
from
joke that Daisy was the best.
no. I'm gonna go. We'll go left from. We'll go left to right from the top, all the way down to the bottom. I'll do one and then you do one in order.
Yep.
We'll just try to rapid fire what they do because we are going in pretty quick. So Rengar. Rengar's signature spell is kind of busted. It's two resources and one power to recycle. As a reaction, you get to banish a friendly unit and then play it to any battlefield, ignoring any costs. Which means that you can accelerate them if they're accelerate units. You can do literally anything with that unit that comes up. Bryn here flickers means you can make it so your opponent can't cast spells on or play cards on their turn. You get to reuse your ambush units. You get to dodge removal spells because it's a reaction. And just like Ephemerate in Magic the Gathering, it makes it so that the spell fizzles if it's got a target. Really powerful stuff. On to Pike.
Yeah, Pike's Death from Above. Kill unit in a battlefield that have had 3 or less might. You may play this from your trash for a power. Obviously, the errata changed the text a little bit to add the then
Reflexive trigger.
Reflexive trigger.
Otherwise, it didn't work.
Yeah. I think this is not terrible. I think it's not great either. This is the general cost of killing a unit. This is Noxian Guillotine. This is 1 power less for Vengeance.
Yeah.
And Death from Above has to be at a battlefield, which is another thing.
Yeah. In my playtesting with the Pike, it just rots in your hand pretty hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we can move on from here.
We'll move on from it. I don't think it's very good. We're going to go into Lilia's. I think this is another one of the strongest spells. Thus the challenger rank on it. It is for 2 resources and 2 calm and or mind. You play as a reaction. It says counter a spell. Its controller can't play spells this turn. The power cost is pretty hefty. I'm currently playing this as a 2 of in my main board and a 1 of in my sideboard for my build. Because I want to see it every game, but I don't generally want to play it in multiples. It's really good for those key turns where they're going to try to blow out all of your tokens, or you're trying to go for your winning, kind of like a Bryn here almost, where if you get to that 6 points, it guarantees you a win. Making your opponent not be able to interact with you is very powerful in this game. And that's what this spell does.
Be defied.
And can't be defied, which is very, very good. Very good.
Yep. Thrill of the Hunt. I'm glad that can be defied.
I think honestly think that the spell should cost another power because it's so undercosted. But it does have the repercussion of if it did have another power, it couldn't be defied. So
yeah. Next one is Master Yi's signature spell, Alpha Strike.
Oh my god.
This is a usable signature spell for Master Yi, which is great.
Yep.
Because Proving Grounds Master Yi can use this. which is generally probably what you'll see it being played in.
Yep.
Its action speed. Choose a friendly unit. It deals damage equal to its might split among enemy units at battlefields. Then for each unit this kills, do this. Gain 1 XP. If you're playing Proving Grounds Master Yi, obviously the gain 1 XP doesn't matter too much. But being able to split damage across the board is really good. It obviously suffers at the fact that it's at battlefields, but because of its action speed, you can do it during combat showdowns, which is really nice.
You also didn't talk about the best part of the spell, about how it's actually how it targets.
Oh yes. It targets like Misfortune's bullet time, where your opponent just has to let it resolve. You do not have to choose who you're dealing the damage to. Your opponent has to let it resolve, and then you get to choose the damage.
Yep. So the only thing you choose is the friendly unit. That's all you say when you cast the spell, and then they say, and you say, okay, kill everything else around, kill everything around me. They can't use removal spell. They can't use counter spells. They have to just assess based on what you're targeting, and that's all they get.
Yep. It's very, very strong.
Also, it's below curve for the standard removal suite, as we were talking about before with Pike. That 4 cost, it's really strong, especially in Aurora Shell.
It costs 1 more than Challenge, but notably Challenge deals damage to your friendly unit, whereas this does not.
Yeah. That's Alpha Strike. I'm going to move on to Kha'Zix. This is Void Assault, which is for 2 resources and 1 power. It's Ride the Wind with a charm attached to it, or a fight or flight attached to it. Very good. So it says move a friendly unit, then move an enemy unit. If they both move to a battlefield that you don't control, you are the attacker. So this card plays as Ride the Wind, does in any purple deck, but it also gets the bonus of being able to yoink over any of the weaker units than your Kha'Zix unit, and they just die. This card is very, very powerful. It's not... The only thing that's holding it back really from being the challenger tier here is that you're playing Kha'Zix. Unfortunately.
Next one is Vise Hextech Gauntlets. It is equipped 3 energy and a power. This ability's energy cost is reduced by the might of the unit you choose. Generally, if you're equipping it for more than just a power, you're definitely not getting the Conquer ability unless you're loading 2 or 3 more spells into that.
Yeah, you probably built your deck wrong as well, but...
Yes. Yep. So it's a gear. It's an equipment. The equipment has when I conquer, if you assign 3 or more excess damage, draw 1. So it's obviously perfect synergy with the legend, where this is attached and you do what the legend wants you to do. You ready and draw 1.
Yep.
So this is, I think it's powerful in terms of synergy with the legend. I think it's not incredible. I would have liked 3 and a power plus 4 might, but
yeah. I mean, this is just a better BF sword, right? This is just BF sword copies. Well, technically BF sword copies 1, 2, and 3, and then BF sword is your copy 4. But
yeah, BF sword costs 4. This costs 3. The only downside is the equipped cost, but if you built your deck properly, it equips the same as a BF sword.
Exactly.
Generally, like notably, obviously you have Darius swings in for 10. Makes any of your 4 cost 7s, so 4 might 7.
Yeah.
I like to think it has viability because I like this deck.
Yeah, and she's one of the starter decks, so it'll be in the deck list. I hope. We don't actually have confirmation on what the deck list looked like yet.
If they follow the same pattern as the previous set, you'll get at least 1.
Yeah. So on the bright side, you'll be able to playtest it right away with the products that you can purchase from MechaGames.ca right now. But let's move over to Jin's command style spell, like in
Okay.
Magic. So it's four resources, and it has a lot of text. It's got repeat for one energy slash one rune slash one energy one rune. We still don't have confirmation on which if you can play those costs out of order. Upon my reading and understanding of the rules, any additional costs you get to choose how you play them. So, from my understanding, you can choose to do those in any order. But we don't have confirmation from Riot yet. But what the abilities are on the card, anyways, is choose one that you haven't already chosen, draw one, deal 2 damage to a unit at a battlefield, deal 3 damage to a unit at a base, and give a unit at a battlefield -4 might this turn. This
One,
is a
two,
modal
three,
spell
four.
that has 4 different abilities for Jin's ultimate, and at its absolute worst, it's 4 mana, draw 1 card.
I feel like you could have said that better.
Well, that's at its absolute worst. That's what it does. Notably, it costs 4 for the legend. um, that's all I really have to talk about. Is the reason it's not challenger is because it's just all the modes are very strong, or all the modes are strong, but not very strong. It's just like any modal spell in any other game that has modals. Um, the ones I found myself using the most is the draw one and giving a unit -4. Um, and I commonly just try to pay it for 4 and 1 rune. I wouldn't really want to spend 6 mana to do all of those effects. It doesn't do any of those effects very well. But
Unless you specifically had a 2 might at a battlefield, a 3 might in base, and you were attacking into something that had.
yeah, if we're in Magical Christmas Land, it's really good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about Shadow.
Yeah. The next feature spell is Vex, which is actually a signature unit. Shadow. So Vex is Shadow. If you play me to a battlefield, I enter ready, and then so you're playing it already ready to a battlefield that you're holding, which again doesn't help
Get on to the point.
get onto the point. It helps Vex stay on the point. It has action, pay 1 energy and 1 power, exhaust it, and it stuns an enemy unit attacking here. It's stun on a stick. It's very good, I think.
Yep.
It
Can't
again,
be
it
can't be
doesn't.
defied. Can't. Yeah.
Yeah. It can be not so fasted, but generally, yeah, it just can't be defied. And it's a stun. That's already ready at a battlefield. I think it's strong. I think it adds more to the hold, but there's nothing really helping the conquer.
Yeah, which is the problem with Vex we were talking about before. But this is one of the things that make it so it's so hard to break. Um, yeah, that's Shadow. It's a pretty easy one to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk
You
about
can do the
Daisy.
next one.
I got it. I got it. I got it. This unit costs 9 mana, 9 energy, and 2 power for an 8 might signature unit named Daisy. It enters ready, and its cost is reduced by 1 resource for each of the following tags among your units: bird, cat, dog, and poro.
Not all,
Not all,
each.
which means if you have 9 birds on your board, it does not reduce the cost by 9. It reduces the cost by 1. People learn how to read, but so the cheapest this thing can become is 5 resources, and 2 power, for an 8 might unit,
Very strong for
which is overstated. That's very powerful. It also has the ability of when I attack, while your units have all four tags, you stun an enemy unit here. This is where the card kind of gets. This is where the card gets bad. It says if you're winning already, do something cool. So that's where the problem with this card comes. Yeah. I wish this card was a little bit better. Unfortunately, I just think it's mostly unplayable. You could play it as a one of maybe if you want to be fun for flavor with Ivern because his ultimate is cool. But unfortunately, uh, it's in the booty cheeks tier.
Yep, unfortunate.
Your turn.
We have another Ride the Wind spell. His signature spell, Moonfall. It's Diana's signature spell. It's action speed for 3 energy and a power. Choose a battlefield where you have units. You may move up to 1 enemy unit to that battlefield, then give enemy units their -10. Sorry, -10.
Whoa,
-2
-10.
this turn. I got that other card in my head. So this is really strong, obviously, because it enables Dana's legend ability of just starting a battlefield. Sorry, starting a combat.
Yep.
And being able to use that showdown to play spells. It gives enemy units there -2. So if you go in to attack a battlefield that has 2 or 3 units, and then you use this and pull in another one, all of them get -2, which is very strong.
Yep, it's Victor's signature spell, but with better stuff on it.
Yeah, it's Aurelia's signature spell against the enemy on every one of them.
And it also is the same cost as Ride the Wind.
Ride the Wind's 2 and a power.
Moonfall costs 2 and a power with Diana.
Yeah, I think it's strong. I think it helps shore up the downfall of purple and blue units just don't do
being
well in
not quite
combat
big enough.
without your spells.
Yep.
So I would definitely slot this in quite easily.
Yep. Card seems really powerful. I'm gonna let you talk about your LeBlanc spell, so I'm gonna jump over to Poppy here.
Oh yeah.
This spell good. 2 resource and 2 recycle. Keeper's Verdict, signature spell for Poppy. It's an action. Choose an enemy unit on a battlefield. Its owner places that unit on the top or bottom of their deck. Their main deck, not their rune deck. Removal to the top of deck is very strong. It means that you know what they're going to be drawing for their turn, if they want to be drawing that card. Or they put it to the bottom of the deck, which means that they're not finding it. It's gone forever, but it's not in their trash.
Might as well be a kill spell.
Might as well be a kill spell. Very, very strong.
Might as well be a banish.
This is also part of the reason why Poppy's going to be played as a Aurora shell, getting extra removal spell copies to be able to slow the game down. Really good. Biggest downfall: it costs 2 power. I think that's honestly a little expensive for this card. I think it easily could have been 1 power, but the good side is that it can't be defied.
Yeah, same cost as Rebuke, but does a little bit better.
Yep. But that's Keeper's Verdict. It's an easy one. It's a removal spell. I'll let you talk about your wife.
Yellow keeps getting these cards that are completely outside of their colors. and they're just great. One's a counter spell that increases might. The other one's Rebuke.
Yep.
But better. Alright, yeah, so the last one we have Mirror Image, LeBlanc signature spell. 3 energy and 2 power. You choose a unit. It does not have to be your unit, it can be your opponent's unit. It can be any unit, as long as it's in the game that you're playing, not the table over. You play a Ready Reflection unit token to your base. It becomes a copy of that unit. You give it temporary. So just like the same with your legend, it's a temporary reflection token. Again, this opens up the chain to be rebuked. Sorry, to be rebuked. To be gusted or star-crossed. But it's a Ready Reflection in your base, and it's a copy of any unit that could be on the board. So it's an easy way to trade into something. It's an easy way to get a extra Death Knell trigger if you've played a unit, but you can't make it ready, but you have 3. energy, you might as well just make a copy of it and swing in. And if it doesn't die off that, you just make another copy with the legend, and now you've had you have the original that you've played onto your base, and you have 2 copies with death knell triggers during either whether your opponent kills them or not.
It also plays really well
So it's
with
really good.
her other champion unit, LeBlanc, everywhere at once. Um, the name of this card is hilarious. Um, everywhere at once, but your temporary trigger your temporary effects at my battlefield don't trigger. So not everywhere explicitly,
Not
but
everywhere, just specifically at one location.
yeah,
Yeah, this LeBlanc unit is very strong. I think, unfortunately, getting the death knell triggers is also very strong. So this will see like sideboard play, I think.
yeah,
But also having backline, it's a 4 energy, no power, 4 might. It's a strong champion unit.
yeah,
But yeah, mirror image is just very strong. It is also dependent on who your opponent is and what you're playing against.
yeah,
Obviously, these reflections do not get when played or on play
yeah,
abilities, so you're only going to get whenever they attack or defend triggers or whenever they die, which can be really strong. If you mirror image a Elder Dragon and then decide to play, I mean, one for 3 energy, you're making an Elder Dragon.
yeah,
Second, you have the colors to play Bellows Breath, so I guess just wipe your opponent's board.
yeah. A lot
They
of
decided to
different play.
an Elder Dragon.
Yeah, it's at the most high skill ceiling of a card because it can do so much.
And it can also do so little.
Yeah, it's based on what's in play. So if it's only good cards in play, it's gonna be really good. If it's only bad cards in play, cards booty cheeks.
Yeah, yeah.
But those are all the signature spells that are coming out in the set. Keep your eyes out for the ones that are up on the screen here. Except for Daisy, you can rip those ones in half. On to the next slide. We got 15 new battlefields coming to the game. Obviously, some of them are good, some of them are not good, which we'll talk about in the next slide right now. These are the ones that I think are playable. So on the top here, I'm going to just go over really quick, the battlefields I think actually see any play. Abandoned Hall. Whenever a player plays a spell, they may give a unit they control here +1 might this turn. This is a Aurelia for any spell slinging deck. If you play spells in your deck, you probably want to play this battlefield. And then we have the Vaults of Helia. If you hold here, non-token units cost 1 more to play this turn. I put this one up here because I think this is one of the really good battlefields for those stalling decks. I think this is a really strong like going second battlefield that allows you to hopefully get the advantage on units on the board. Because if your opponent wants to hold this by playing out, if they're trying to play quick and they're trying to get holds as fast as they possibly can, they're going to slow down their curve pretty drastically. And then I'll let you talk about the 2 battlefields that almost read the exact same on the right.
Yeah, we have Amateur Recital, so it's whenever you hold here, you may move a unit to your base, which is sort of similar to Star Spring. It's obviously very similar to Star Spring in LeBlanc.
Yeah.
But Star Spring also reads the first time a player plays a non-token unit here, each turn they may move another unit they control here to its base. So this also works on your opponent's turn if you have a hidden unit, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But basically, it's your I hate to say it, it's your not so good Reaper's Row.
It's your not so good Reaver's Row or your not so good Windswept Hillocks, because they can they essentially give you ganking.
It's your Windswept Hillocks with extra steps.
Yeah. Obviously, Amateur Recital has can't see it on the art here, but it has a picture of X on it. It's gonna be really good in Vex because it'll let you actually get to the other point. Because she has that problem I was saying before, where you can get onto a point, you can hold it really well, but if your opponent got there first, you're losing the game still. So this lets you eventually pivot over. And Star Spring, like you were saying before, has that play where you can use it to, if you have a way of making a non-token unit there, whether it be a hidden unit or a something,
On your turn. Yeah.
you can save a unit potentially.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And then we have some battlefields on the bottom there that I think we'll see some play in only certain legends. Gardens of Becoming. Hey, that's double XP for any of your already existing XP decks. If you play an XP deck, you're probably going to have Gardens of Becoming in your list somewhere. Yeah, that's Gardens. I'll talk about Frozen Fortress too because it's got the Rengar card on it. So Frozen Fortress says at the start of each player's beginning phase, you deal 1 damage to each unit here. This is a card that creates a trigger window, even if there is no units at a battlefield. At the battlefield, so you could do some silly things with Rengar's signature spell, like Flicker a Bryn here in their beginning of their beginning phase. Which means that they're just locked out of playing cards for the turn. I was playtesting this for a little bit. I think it's very cute. I think it's very strong. It's also just a way of getting free damage out for your ambushing units to be able to clean up, hopefully. Also good in Ezreal because he's just lacking usually that extra 1 point of damage in practice from those Bellows Breaths and those Stupefies. So just a cute way of getting its removal when you need it most.
Next one we got is Forgotten Library. While you control this battlefield, when you play a spell, if you spent 4 or more, predict. So this is very gin flavored.
Yeah.
With Thresh on the art. Look at the top card of your main deck. You may recycle it, is what Predict says. Yeah, it's fine. If you're playing Jhin, spending 4 is what you're doing.
Yep. That's the battlefield. It's yep.
We have Dusk Rose Lab. At the start of your beginning phase, you can kill a unit here to draw 1. This is really good with Victor and LeBlanc. Obviously Victor because you can just have a bunch of token units and killing.
Also good with Lilia.
Nothing. Also with Lilia, yeah, it works with Lilia because this sort of overrides temporary trigger, where you can do this before temporary kills your unit.
Yep.
So this also helps LeBlanc with the because that it makes. I'll let you do the other one.
Black Flame Altar. This will only really see play in Lilia. Units here with temporary have shield. This is a nuts game 1 battlefield for Lilia because your opponent literally can't use it unless you're playing against LeBlanc. They literally can't use this battlefield for anything, whereas it's only an upside for Lilia. Letting her tokens defend for 4 is crazy. It makes it so hard to get over, and because Lilia already plays as an aggro deck style, where she's rushing points as fast as she possibly can, getting over top of 4 is not very easy to do. It just makes it so you can steal a game 1 and then hopefully play out of your mind for games 2 and 3.
The last one is Ripper's Bay, so this is obviously a Pike battlefield. When a unit here is returned to a player's hand, that player may pay 1 to channel 1 rune exhausted. So this is going with Pike's Legend, where you're getting a gold and you're channeling a rune. And you're putting your Fizz back in your hand.
You're putting your Pike back in your hand. You're putting your bird that takes your cards. Oh, you're right. It's just Fizz.
Only Fizz.
Oh, if I had, I would throw an Only Fizz meme up where it's like the OnlyFans logo, but never mind.
Fizz. Yeah.
But Fizz's face is.
I don't think he wants that.
But yeah, this battlefield will only see play in Pike. Yeah. I'd be shocked if it saw play in anything else.
Gusting your own units to ramp. This is you can use Gust against your own units on Ripper's Bay to get a retreat out of
Yeah,
it for 1 extra.
yeah. Good in Pike, not good in anything else. Easy peasy. I think we're talking about cards next.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on the cards. So these are the Fury cards. Um, there's quite a few good ones that are you should keep your eyes open for that will see play in some form of decks. Um, I'm gonna talk about Jin real quick. Jin is a 4 cost, 1 power, 4 might unit with deflect and ganking, and when he moves, you add a energy and a power. This card, shockingly, not very good in Jin, really good in Kaisa, really good in Draven. Just a very strong unit. We're having the two of the best keywords in the game. Ways of scoring points or having movement shenanigans, as well as deflect. Deflect is just a silly mechanic. That also adds free mana for just playing the game. Um, the cost is relatively low. It's not understated. Very good rare. Expect this thing to probably go for $22 on release, easily. This is gonna be like your mind splitters on release for set one. These are gonna be expensive, so grab them early, or wait and buy them cheaper.
We're gonna talk about Inferna because I just think it's a really strong.
Go for it.
Drop.
Yeah.
So we have Inferna. She is a 2-drop 1 might. She has Ambush and Assault 2. So what it really says is deal 3 damage to a unit.
Yeah. Or if you're playing Rengar,
Or
deal
if you're playing
4.
Rengar, deal 4
Deal
damage
4.
to a unit. The fact that it has Ambush, it's just a very well statted 2 energy cost unit. Obviously only good in attacking.
Yeah.
But having 3 might on a red unit is very good for a 2-drop.
Yeah. It's an uncounterable pump spell essentially, and it also acts as a curve filler. Because generally, if you're playing any of these decks, you want to have some number of 2-drops to be able to play the game early. So early game, it acts as a scoring unit. Late game, acts as a pump spell. It's just good.
Another one I had here was I told Justice to put this in was Upstage Comedy. This was obviously before Fight or Flight got banned.
Yes.
Because I thought this was a really well placed counter in red to Fight or Flight, so you're not stuck playing red purple.
Yeah.
It's still a good card. You ready a unit for 2, you can ready 2 for 4. I think it's still a good card. I think it has less value now that Fight or Flight's gone though.
Yeah, I think this we talked about this before when we were making when we were making these images. It'll be a card that you play as a one of in your deck if you're going to play it.
Yep.
And it's literally its only intention is just to try to score that second point on that turn, and that's it. Aside from that, it's honestly a pretty weak card. Unlike Lotus Trap, really good hidden card that will see play in probably a little bit of Pike, a little bit of Kaisa, pretty much any red deck that is doing damage. What this card is 2 resources or 2 energy. Choose a unit, double all damage that is dealt to that unit this turn. Obviously, if you hide it, it can only do that to a unit that's at the battlefield that they're coming into, that they're attacking. But it also can make makes your Falling Stars deal 12 damage. It's a better Acathian Rain.
Notably, it has reaction speed.
It does have reaction speed. So really strong. You can use it as a trick for if somebody's coming in, they think that they're taking a favorable trade or a favorable swing, and then suddenly your unit that's actually a 2 might is now suddenly 4, and now it's killing their Kaisa. Strong spell. We'll see play 100% in some form of deck. grab a card off the wall.
Katarina is just a strong unit.
Yeah.
You get the ability to ready her, possibly twice during a turn, depending how much you're winning. Then also
Yeah.
on your opponent's turn, you have the ability to be dealing damage. So she's a 5 energy, 1 power, 5 might. When you hide a card, ready me. When you play a card from face down, deal 2 damage to an enemy unit. This does not say at a battlefield, so you can deal 2 damage to an enemy unit anywhere.
Yeah. You can use it in tandem with cool things like help you finish off certain units. Like you can just like play like a hidden card that does mostly nothing, just because they are reactions, just to do 2 damage. It's just really strong.
Yeah, I feel like this should have gotten an alt art, but
It probably should have, but who knows? Maybe we're gonna get Katarina in our next set 3. Maybe she'll be the legend, because there's usually one of the champion units from the set get a card in the next set.
yep.
So maybe we'll get Katarina. Be cool. Could be nice.
Could be fun.
I'm gonna talk about Vault Breaker. I'm taking your card. I don't care.
It's a good card.
It's a really good card. I'm just reminding myself what the cost was. Oh, it's 1. Right. So it's
1 and a power.
1 and 1 power. 1 and 1 red power. As an action to give a unit assault 2 and ganking this turn. Hey, it's cleave at home, but it also acts as a way of getting a unit from one point to the other one. Obviously very strong in Vi. Just given the card art as well. Giving a way to get those units ganking and being able to swing over. It's good. It's also just utilitarian of being able to give units ganking. It's going to be very, very powerful. Very powerful in Kaisa. Kaisa's going to love this card. Because generally your Kaisa, chosen champion unit, will only get you 1 point and 1 draw. And then it'll either die, or you'll push back to its base and then it'll die there. This will let you go from one battlefield to the other one, get 3 points early, just strong. Nothing else to really say. It's a pretty easy card to talk about. It's just strong.
I'm going to take one of yours. I'm going to take Monster Harpoon, which I think is going to be good in Pike.
Yeah.
Is a 1 energy, 1 power, action speed. Deal 2 damage to a unit on the battlefield. If you control a face down card, deal 4 damage to it instead. This is really good because it's action speed, and also it's 4 damage. Just taking out the vast majority of champion units. Obviously, these champion units have to be attacking in, so I don't think they'll be at 4 might, but it'll allow your 2 might to probably trade into it.
Yep. Katarina in play.
Then,
that does 6 damage.
Yep.
Yeah. Just
No,
good removal spell. I'll go on to... I'm going to leave you with the Brambleback. I'm going with a Scorched Claw. Hey, heard you like XP decks. I don't think any of them are in red. But if you are for some reason playing an XP deck, this is one of the better ones. Really funny that we probably got... I think this is one of the strongest XP cards that are in the game. Doesn't have a legend that can play it. It's really weird to me. It's a dog. So it would have been really cool if this was green for Ivern. But it's got 3 resource and 1 fury for 3 might with Hunt 2, which is the upper echelon of Hunt. And at level 3, it has +1 might as a static ability and always enters ready. So this lets you push points quickly. This lets you trade up because it will be higher power than its cost, which is always cool to see. It's a thing that you commonly only see on Fury units, which this is. The one downside of this unit is that you have to be playing it as a splash XP deck. So,
I mean, with red, well, yeah. The other color would have to be something that has some sort of XP gain.
yeah.
Or you somehow conquer and hold with Scorch Claw, so that your second Scorch Claw comes down nice.
Yep. And I have toyed with some decks that are just playing some of the XP cards because they do have some high value. Notably, this is only in my Fury Body decks because you have a card that is a pump spell, which we'll talk about later. That gives you XP. So I've been
if you're able to
Yeah.
conquer pretty easily with it, I think it probably would work in Jin as well because you can pick it back up and then
yeah.
conquer.
Oh,
If
in Pike you
if
mean?
you're able to get
Not Jin.
Sorry, Pike. Yeah, not Jin. Pike. Yeah, if you put it back in your hand, if you're at 3, then you can just play it down ready as a
Yeah.
4.
I'll admit this card has made its way into my most recent Rengar list. So yeah.
And I'm left with Red Brambleback, or True Sentinel, as I like to call it.
Yep.
This is a 4 energy, 1 power, 4 might. Has Accelerate. Your conquer effects for conquering here trigger an additional time, and then when I conquer, buff a friendly unit. So obviously this double triggers the buff. It's good with, let's say, Kaisa, where you're
Yeah.
going in, you're conquering, you're able to conquer an additional time. It'd be really great if this had tank.
Yeah. The
So,
card's
yeah,
strong.
it allows-
It'll see play in at some point. That point might not be right now.
It's not that strong by itself. While it has support of cards that conquer, I think it has some sort of utility there.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the Fury cards that we think are decent. Keep an eye out for these ones. Luckily, most of them are commons or uncommons. Nothing pricey here, unlike the next section.
I think
Just
the worst
kidding.
one there is the Red Brambleback.
Funny enough, yeah. Green. I'm sorry, Green. You didn't get much love this set. So there's not much to talk about here. Back off. This is one of our new, probably best stun card in the game.
Draws
Just
your
stun.
card,
Just stuns a unit and draws a card. Can be hidden if you want it to be. Utilitarian
doesn't draw a
card. It doesn't draw a card if you hide it. But it stuns a unit. Yeah, there's not much to talk about for back off. I'll let you go to the next one.
Yeah, it's very much like just a better room prison.
Yeah,
It doesn't
because it doesn't have a
cost
power
and
cost.
and it doesn't specify that it has to be a unit at a battlefield or a unit here. It is just any.
Stun a unit. Yep.
Scuttle Crab. I'm personally not a fan of Scuttle Crab, but I can see the appeal to it. When you play me, draw a card, strong. Death Knell, choose an opponent. They reveal their hand, and you can look at their face down cards this turn.
Like their deck?
Like their deck and their room deck and their sideboard and the bag that they brought everything in.
Yep.
And then it also gains 1 XP. So I think this will be good as a 2-drop in Master Yi. Notably, if you're at level 6, this is Scuttle Crab has 1 might.
Oh, big.
It pales in comparison to the card next to it, though.
Oh, Vilemaw? He eats that thing for lunch. So Vilemaw is a really cool card. It's 8 mana, 2 green to recycle for an 8 might unit. So we're looking at Deadwood Predator stats. It has Ambush, so it can be played as a reaction to a battlefield where your opponent plays a reaction to a battlefield where you have units, and it just says enemy units here with less might than me don't deal combat damage at all. And when it holds, it draws a card. This card's going to see you play.
Wide strategy. It's not going to work.
Yeah, your go wide doesn't work at all. This is going to see play for sure in Master Yi Aurora decks, because it trivializes the ability for them to take the unit off of the point. Also, once you get your thing going, you want to draw cards to help refill it for your combat tricks. Really strong. I'm playing this in Lilia right now, because because you can do a cute little interaction. There's a trigger that goes on the battlefield, or that trigger that goes on the stack for temporary, which means you can respond to your token dying to play a Vile Maw, and then it will get the hold trigger as well, because it's seen as being there when it held, so you get to draw a card, and you get to get your hold points as well.
And if you're
It's
on
cute.
Grove, that's a draw 3.
It sure is. So, card's just really good. Eat Scuttle Crab for lunch. And then he might, he could give you a little Skyward Strike. I'll let you talk about that one.
Oh wow, nice segue.
That was awful.
Sir.
That was weak.
Of power. we have Master Yi's foot. Skyward Strike says to move an enemy unit. This is Charm. If you're at level 6, stun an enemy unit. This is Rune Prison.
This is better Charm.
Good cards together.
Yep.
Both of these are very strong abilities. The ability to stun a unit and the ability to move a unit. It's all very strong. It obviously suffers from the need to be at 6 XP, but I think Master Yi is probably the strongest of all the XP decks, so it helps that it is a green card.
Unfortunately, I don't think this will be played as more than one copy, even in an XP deck. I think that this is Charm copy number 4, if you're wanting to play 3 Charms or more Charms.
Yeah.
But the card is still strong. It'll also be very good in pre-Rift.
Yes. Yes. There's a lot of just chaff XP cards.
That are low-key nuts in pre-Rift. But
yeah, so getting to 6 shouldn't be entirely terrible, especially when you have access to 3 colors.
Yeah. And then our
this is a common, so
yeah. And our last comm card is Nami. She's headstrong, like that one song that we've all heard by Trapped. Anyways, three three energy for a 3 might unit. Good stat line. Doesn't cost any power.
it
But
could
wait,
cost a power.
it could cost a power. When you play her, you can pay a power. If you do play her with the power, it stuns an enemy unit. Doesn't have to be at a battlefield. Can be at their base. Can be anywhere. Helps you push onto points when you need to be there. Yeah, it's cute. It's good. And when you hold, the next time you play a unit this turn, you ready it and you buff it. So it has win more attached to it as well.
It's not win more if you're playing this in Leona. This is just helps Leona.
Oh, this card in Leona is low-key nuts. This card in Vex is also nuts. Because it lets you push to the other point. The issue is, once again, as I've been saying plenty with Vex, it doesn't help you get onto the point. So, good card. I'm playing, I think, a copy in my sideboard for Lilia currently. But, good card. Not bad. Let's go on to... Nope, this isn't Calm. This is Mind.
So we already talked about her a little bit, but we have LeBlanc everywhere at once. She has backline, which means she gets combat damage last, which is really strong. And then your temporary effects at my battlefield don't trigger. So you can really, with LeBlanc Legend, you can really just stack up a battlefield, which makes this very strong.
Yeah, it's an easy one. We kind of already chatted about it a little bit. I'll let you do Jin as well, because I want to talk about the next one.
Oh, yeah. Jin Meticulous Killer. Again, well statted. 4 energy, 4 might. No power. It has vision, so when you play him, you look at the top card of your main deck, and you can recycle it if you want. It has an extra line of text here, where if you spent 4 more energy to play a spell this turn, you can play him for a single blue power. So he is a very well statted unit by not having any power cost, and he can be played for basically the same as Nocturne, but a lot easier to achieve.
Yep. He's cute in a Miracle style Jin list that I've been trying out.
I think red is a little bit more powerful, but this is a lot easier to get out.
Yeah, so this is the one I would play in the Chosen Champion zone if I'm playing Jin personally, just because it's easier to play and it's a good turn two play always.
Yep.
Onto the next card, Sprite Fountain. Controversial take. This might be the best card in this set. I think this card is so silly.
I think we're both biased because of the legends we like to play.
No. I think that this. I'm gonna talk about it now. So Sprite Fountain, two energy and one blue power. To play a gear that has temporary. When you play this, you play a ready 3 Might Sprite unit token with temporary to your base, and it has Death Knell as well. Repeat the gear's effect. So this is 2 mana, make 6 ready Might worth of stats. This card plays your early game by itself. In Lilia, this also doubles as a cheap way to be able to get an extra to lower a discount for Lilia's ability. In decks like what's her name, Lux. Lux's biggest problem is that she's worse than Victor at putting pressure on the points. Sprite Fountain fixes that problem entirely. She actually gets to put pressure onto points. She gets to move on. In Ari, this is another unit that lets you push units on quickly to be able to get your hold going. This is just insanely powerful. And I kind of alluded to it before. Sorry?
With Lilia, it you don't even worry about spending the power on turn 1 either, because you go up to 3, the Death Knell triggers, you have a temporary, and you would have, regardless, you would have spent 4 to make another one. Now you're spending 3 to make another one. So
it also gets you your hold, which is cute. So that's interesting. It acts as 2 free points in Lilia, which Lilia wants to be racing points pretty quickly. And I also was playing this a little bit in my Jin Miracle list, which I'm not even sure if I sent it to Jake. I did some playtesting with it. It's pretty decent. We lost Scrap Heap, but hey, this is a gear I can kill and get another unit. To also draw 2 cards with Detonate. So pretty cool. Oh, the list was so cool, Jake. So cool. I debated buying your blue seal to be able to play this deck. Anyways, Sprite Fountain, I think if you see this in your draft pool, grab it. I'm not even kidding.
Yep.
This is probably like the equivalent of the punch first of set 2 draft, where if you see it, you pick it and you win the game. You can play as your splash color, you can play it as your main color. Don't care. It's really good. That's enough about this uncommon.
Having a power cost, I don't think you should take it as your splash color.
Oh, I don't care. I'm doing it every time.
I just mean like availability of runes.
Oh, I'll just play more blue runes in my deck.
Yeah, of course. Eclipse is a different payment cost of Smokescreen, with the added predict onto it. The Smokescreen again is a 2 energy, 1 power.
Yeah.
Reaction. This is just 3 energy, so no power, which is good, but holding up 3 and holding up 2 is surprisingly worlds of difference. It's a lot easier to hold up 2 than it is to hold up 3. But notably, you can use Diana's. I mean, she's in the art. Use Diana's legend ability to make this 2.
Yeah.
But again, reaction. Give unit -4 this turn. Doesn't say do a minimum of 1, which is really nice. -4 Smokescreen has always been a great card. So I think this will see play.
Yep, 100%. I'm gonna jump down to Sprite Burst because I'm on topic of my legend. Sprite Burst. Hey, it makes 2 sprites with temporary. Really good in Lux, like I was saying before, because Lux likes those 5 costs or higher. This says make 2 sprites and draw a card for Lux. And in Lilia, it makes 2 sprites, which means that your activation of her legend ability costs only 2. I'm playing this card at 2 of right now, just as a way of trying to push points on my turn 3. Powerful card, very simple ability, not much to talk about. I'll let you go to the next one.
I'm gonna move over here. Since I did red Brambleback, I might as well take over blue Sentinel here.
Oh, it's the same card.
Yeah, it's the same card. One's from Ionia, one's from Targon. Not the same card. So it's 4 energy, 1 power, 4 might. Red Brambleback had Accelerate. This is Shield 2. Red Brambleback had Conquer effects, trigger an additional time. Blue Sentinel has Hold effects, trigger an additional time.
The yin and yang.
The only difference is when I hold, add a power at the start of your next main phase. Thankfully, this is after beginning phase, so it stays in your rune pool for your whole turn. Shield 2 is really nice. It defends for 6. Well-statted unit.
Ari loves this card.
Yeah, Ari loves this card. It's really good. I think it'll see some play with some legends. I think some legends that would want to play it might not be able to find room for it.
Yeah.
Zillion, Pigeon Mage, because the only thing it's being used for right now is is your ultra soft Poro making 20 birds. With LeBlanc, it is the LeBlanc ultra soft Poro Zillion combo.
Yeah.
Where you make a copy of your ultra soft Poro, and then you tap to play 2 birds, and then you trigger it an additional time with Zillion. It's cool.
Make more birds.
It's fun.
It's cute. It's the worst version
Zillion
of LeBlanc.
Looks like you'd probably, Zillion looks like you would probably own a lot of pigeons.
That's so reductive to Zillion. That's so reductive.
Zillion is those arms. You telling me those
so
arms
cool in lore.
You telling me those arms aren't outreach for pigeons to land? He is the Grandmaster from New York or whatever it is in the Marvel movies.
Oh my god.
I'm doing Zillion dirty. He does some great things in TFT.
Yeah. He's an easy card to talk about. He's got good stats for his power. On that topic, I'm going to talk about Chakram Dancer. It's a bit of a smaller card because I think it's going to see niche play. But I also think it's very good. Jake was apprehensive at first about putting this card on this list, and I talked him into it. So I'm talking about it now. It's a 3 cost 3 might unit, which is bog standard. It's decent, not great. But it's got ambush, which we've talked about before. And when it says, when you play me, give your other units here shield this turn. So this is a combat trick. This is how I justified it to him to put on this list. It's a combat trick that is uncounterable, and it's at its absolute worst, it is giving it is giving 4 stats worth of might for playing it. Yes, you have to hold up 3, which we talked about before. Holding up 3 is a lot harder than holding up 2. Could see play in something. Kind of why I wanted to talk about it. It's just an uncounterable way of defending for big number.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think Diana's. Yeah, it just says spend this energy during showdowns. It doesn't.
Yeah. You can use it on. You can use it on like
so
units as well.
This is a nice ambush unit. Which again, just the ability for it to not be countered is very strong.
Yeah. Take your pick. Do you want the beautiful man, or do you want the Crescent Strike?
I love Hui.
So I'll let you talk about Hui.
Hui's obviously just well-statted unit. 5 energy, 1 power, 5 might. Could be 8 might. It has when I move, draw 1, then discard 1, then do the following based on what discarded card's type. So if you discarded a spell, you get to draw 1. So this essentially says draw 2, discard 1, Faithless Looting.
Yep.
If it's a gear, you ready up to 2 runes.
That won't happen very often.
Yeah, it won't happen very often. But if you're able to do it on your opponent's turn, it's actually very strong to then hold up a spell.
Well, imagine you had Scrap Heap still. Draw 1 for moving, discard Scrap Heap, draw 2. Whew!
Oof. Oof. I can see why they banned Scrap Heap.
It's because of Hui. Hui did
Yeah,
it.
it's all because of Hui. Has never been a miracle. Or Detonator.
Nope.
And then if you discard a unit, you can give him +3. So if your hand's just flooding with, your 2 cost things that you just don't want on the board anymore, it's a good discard outlet to also make Hui swing in for 8.
Yep.
I think it's a strong unit. I think it'll find some play. I think it'll be troubling to find a deck where it suits it best.
It was feeling really good in my Diana deck I was playing, and it also felt very strong in Kaisa. Just because you have that density of spells and units, and Kaisa, more than most decks,
too with Kaisa. Yeah.
loves drawing cards.
Yep, that's fair.
But yeah, that's Hui. And then the last card we have here for blue is Crescent Strike. It's a removal spell that does 4 damage to 1 unit and 1 damage to every other unit there. So this says, go die, Victor. Get off my point.
And for 3 energy to deal 4 damage is very well stated.
Yeah. Really good in Kaisa. This is what's that card? Void Seeker. That doesn't draw a card, but instead has the ability to do more damage. Really good. Luckily, can't be interacted with very much anymore, because before we had some problems with this card with Fight or Flight, where it would just fizzle the entire spell if they Fire Flighted the unit. Not anymore. That card gone. So, card good. Those are mine. Let's move on. Oh, baby. This color's eating so good. This set, it's eating so good. Oh.
Can I start with the card you hate the most?
Oh, which one?
So for 2 energy, we have Grim Resolve. Card has been played against Justice to blow him out multiple times.
This card's so good. It's the best. It's the best pump spell in the game.
So it gives a friendly unit +3 this turn, and then if it wins combat this turn, like the friendly unit, you gain 2 XP. So generally for 2, your other colors would give you +2 because it's 2 energy. But because this is an orange, it has to be more than the energy cost that you paid.
Yep. And this is the way I was kind of alluding to previously in Rengar, specifically to try to get some XP to be able to play that dog as well. So when I got that dog in me, he's grimacing. He's great. I'll just say, hey, look, it's Rengar the cat from before. This card's broken. Really good. I'm gonna move on to the card to the left of it now and talk about Dragon Soul Sage. Oops, it's Llanowar Elves, but in Riftbound. If you've played Magic the Gathering, you know how strong Mana Dorks are. This card sucks for your opponent to have to remove. It feels so bad to remove this card in this game, because generally cards that target the base are very much at a premium, and using that to kill a unit that will probably never see a battlefield feels really bad. But like the expression in Magic, you have to bolt the bird. This card enables some really silly synergies in Aurora decks. I know it sounds weird saying Aurora and also a 2-drop, but this acts as ramp copies. It's really silly. It's really strong. I'll let you pick a card.
Yeah, we got Repulse here for 1 and a power. Has reaction speed. Choose a friendly unit on a battlefield. Counter an enemy spell or ability that chooses it, and no other friendly units. So
Hey, we're getting cards not in our color again.
this is good against kill spells. This is good against single target damaging spells. Thankfully, this does not counter Singularity. It doesn't counter Falling Star.
Well, it can counter Falling Star.
Sorry, it can counter Falling Star.
And it also can counter the Singularity.
Yes. If there's if you're not using it, if you're not using your damaging spells efficiently, it can counter it.
Yeah.
It's just very good. This is it's a counter spell in orange.
For 1 cost.
What more do you want?
It's really good. Yeah. I'll talk about the other cat that I really like. This is Nidalee. She is a 3 cost 1 power for a 4 might unit. I love overstated units. That has ambush and when I win a combat, draw a card. Kiana called her best friend Nidalee is better than her in almost every way because it's also a combat trick. In Rengar specifically, this card swings for 5. 3 cost for 5 at a reaction speed is silly. Steals games and then draws you a card. Just strong.
I will talk about the top right card, actually. I'll talk about Blood Rose.
I've lost to this card so many times.
Yeah, this is one that I think a lot of people weren't using too much, but it's actually very, very good. Obviously, you have to play it in an XP shell. I mean, you can not play it in an XP shell, but you're going to get the most value out of it in an XP shell. Is a 1 cost gear. When you play a unit, you can pay 1 to gain an XP, and then you can spend 3 XP to exhaust the gear, and ready a unit. Readying a unit is just very strong.
Yep. It means you can push points. It means you can get yourself out of a battlefield that's scary. Just a good card that helps you do many things in the game. Worst part about the card is that it's a 1 cost gear that doesn't do much when you play it. It enables the rest of the game to go well. It also, luckily, you can just spend 1 energy when you're playing units to also just gain XP. So this is actually, you can use it in shells that don't gain XP otherwise, because it does feed itself, which is why it might see play in other stuff as well. I'm gonna take the low hanging fruit, and by that I mean the big thing on the right. I'm gonna take the big thing on the right. Hey guys, this is gonna be a meta defining card, because we didn't lose Dazzling Aurora. This is a 12 cost 4 power 10 might unit that says any amount of damage is enough to kill enemy units, and when you play them, you can choose up to 1 enemy unit at each location, which means battlefield, base, and deal 1 damage to them, which if you read the first part of that card, it kills them. Also really cool with combat damage, because yes, you always have to assign the right amount of combat damage. Like, so if you're swinging with this 10 might unit into a 3, and a 6, hey, look at that, it kills the entire board. Because you can still allocate the 1 damage to that 6 might unit. It's just very strong, meta defining. This card will see lots of play. This is one of the best cards to see off of an Aurora. This is also a card that's very playable in that Volley Bear Dragons deck that's been popping up. That doesn't actually play Aurora, but it instead just tries to curve out dragons. It's really cool. Really good. Easy card to talk about because it's
not
just strong.
Incredible pre-rift.
Do not play this in your pre-rift kit. Actually, low key, if I slam this in, you know what? You heard it here first.
If you slam this down,
you've heard it here first. If I see this in my pre-rift kit, you have my word that I'll be putting it into my deck.
and it will see 0 play.
Oh no, it's gonna see lots of play.
The next one we have is complete opposite side of the spectrum, which is a little fey creature.
Just as strong.
For 2 energy and 1 might, Irresistible Fey Folk is a very good unit because it has a built-in charm.
Yep.
When I move to a battlefield, you may move an enemy unit to that battlefield. Sure, you're sacrificing the unit. But you also are enabling in orange, you're enabling your combat tricks, you're enabling ambush to go off.
Yep.
It's a really good way to just make an enemy lose their units early.
Yep. I actually played this in Rengar as a 3-of, because it's one of the best 2-drops you can play, because it has usability later, and it also acts as a pump spell. And also you can do some cool things with it, like say your opponent's holding 2 battlefields. You can go over one of them, but you can't go over the second one. You go over, you move, so you go conquer the easy battlefield first. Kill the easy battlefield. Then you move the Fey Folk to that same battlefield with your friend. Give your opponent the free point by sending them over to the other point, and then you just go conquer with something else. Just cute charm plays you can do in colors like Rengar, where you don't have access to charm. Strong card overall. Kind of like the Poppy unit that's hidden below it, which is just a 5 energy, 5 might unit that has deflect, and when you play it, if an opponent scores within 3 points of the victory score, you ready it and gain 3 XP. This is what I was talking about earlier with the Aurora Poppy deck. It gives you a free draw with Poppy, because usually you're losing the game early. Then you're hoping to slam some Auroras, and then maybe this helps you dig into it a bit deeper. It's just a solid card, and it's well statted. It enters readied, so it lets you get a trade off. It also has 5 might, which means you can use cards like Sacrifice to ramp and draw cards. It's just good. I'll let you have the last one.
Yeah, the last one's Arachnoid Horror. Big Spider. It is a 6 energy, 1 power for 6 might with Hunt 2. It can be played to an occupied battlefield, and if an enemy unit is alone there. So friendly units can be played to an occupied battlefield if an enemy unit is alone there. So it enables its ability on all your other units. On top of it basically gives a Bloom Predator ability as long as the enemy unit is alone.
Yeah, it gives Deadbloom Predator ability to everything. It also gives Rengar's weird rules interaction to everything that has ambush.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And
it's a good card. I think it'll fight for slots.
Yeah, this card is currently fighting for Rengar slots in my Rengar deck. But it has that nice Hunt too, which means it can be used as a way to get XP for that dog.
Yeah. The Hunt 2 also helps Kha'Zix and Master
Yeah.
Yi.
And then Clash of the Titans, or Clash of the Giants is actually the last card here. It's a spell for 6 and 2 power that says choose 2 units. They deal damage equal to their mights to each other. This card reads like crap to most people because they don't realize that you can just choose 2 of your opponent's units and say, okay, you 2, go fight it out, and then they kill each other. So it's a 2-for-1. Yeah, that's body. Let's go to
The Chaos.
Chaos. Spoiler. There's 2 pages of it. Oh no, I've done a bad thing. How do you go back? There we go. We talked about this card a little bit already, so I'll just touch on it quick. Bewitching Spirit. When you play it, you choose a player and they discard a card. Really good synergy with Pike. that's about it. I don't think this card will see play in anything else.
Baron Nashor. Obviously, this had the most media coverage.
It did.
It is a 10 energy, 3 power, 12 might. As you play me, add the Baron Pit Battlefield token to the board if it's not there already. If you do, I enter there. I cannot be chosen by enemy spells or abilities. That part's very strong, and other friendly units have +2 might. The fact that that does not say here
Yep.
makes these other 2 abilities really strong. Baron Pit is great. Units can move here from anywhere. The only downfall is at the end of the game. Because when you have to conquer all battlefields or hold, your ability to conquer is now
neutered.
Spread out a little bit further because now you have to conquer 3 battlefields in a turn instead of 2. So you might just want to go for the hold at that point.
Yeah, so people were saying the sky is falling when Baron came out, thinking that this card's going to be borked. I think the card's going to be very strong. I don't think it's going to be seeing more than 2 copies played at any point in the game. I think you'll see some play in some Aurora shells. The issue is that Aurora really struggles to score points. Baron gets you a point when you play him because he goes to a battlefield and then scores you a point. But like Jake was saying there, the downside of having to then conquer every point to be able to get the win or receive a hold becomes very difficult. And if you can just kill the Baron, you can usually just win the game because then your opponent can score more points than you can. But yeah, that's Baron.
Yep.
I think he's really strong. I think he's going to see play, but I don't think there's no cause for alarm. I don't think he's going to break the game or anything.
No.
Next, we have 2 cards that we kind of touched on already. Vex, I think we talked about it enough that I'm just going to skip it.
I don't think you didn't talk about its ability, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's very strong.
Yeah, I will talk about the ability quickly. It says when an opponent plays a unit while I'm at a battlefield, you stun it. And they also can't move it to this turn. This turns off ambush. The new mechanic that they added to the set. It just says it doesn't work anymore. This is my one worry about playing Rengar in Vancouver, is that if Vex is popular, this card's a problem. And it becomes a kill on sight, and the issue is that it has deflect, so it's very costly to remove this card. But yeah, that's Vex. It's very powerful. Also means that you can't do movement shenanigans the turns that you play things. So like it turns off your Dariuses. It turns off literally anything that wants to be moving around. Aurelia gets neutered by this card.
We have Diana.
Yeah.
Talked about this already. Which is ambush. When you play a spell, give her +2. Just really strong, better statted Raven Bloom student.
Yep. Really good in Aurelia. Makes all of the pump spells do at least +4. So 1 pump is usually enough to finish, just like me. On to Evelyn.
The card.
The card.
Cut that in post, right?
Nope, that's staying. If somebody can get through the 2 hours and 3 minutes for you to make one coming joke, I think they deserve it. So
Evelyn has backline.
yes, she does. So when you play her from face down on your turn, you can move an enemy unit at a different location to my battlefield. Notably, the card says on your turn. I played this card wrong for like the first 2 days I was playing with it before I realized that it said on my turn.
You have to hide it at the battlefield, get the hold, and then be able to play it.
And then be able to play it for it to do its thing. Otherwise, it's just a 2-drop.
Yeah.
Card's cute. Card's probably really good. Um, this card will see play for sure in Teemo. But
I
yeah,
think
that's
Dex is
Evelyn.
able to get a hold. It'll see play.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about Headless Resurrection.
Oh, Heedless Resurrection.
Sky Falling.
2 energy. Yeah. 2 energy and a power. Reaction speed as an additional cost to play this. Kill a friendly unit. So if you do counter this spell, they do already kill a friendly unit, which is great. Play a unit from your trash that costs no more energy and no more power than the killed unit, ignoring its cost.
Jake, can I play
so
the
this is
unit that
really
I killed
strong.
with it?
Don't talk to me about that, please.
Jake, can you?
Technically.
What does that mean?
If I'm a judge at a table and I see that, I'm gonna tell you no.
Because you can't. So you'd be right to give that ruling.
Oh.
Because
I was ruled the other way.
no, so there was discourse. The reason I brought it up because there was discourse about this in the judge Discord. The way that this card works is because anytime that you want to play a spell to be able to finalize it, you need to have every target be legal at time of casting. So at time of casting Heedless Resurrection, there is the unit that you're sacrificing is not in the trash. Even though it is an additional cost, you have to sacrifice it. It is still not there when you try to finalize the spell. There's that new acronym that they use that I don't remember right now. But at the beginning of that, it is not there, which means it does not allow you to. Yeah, it does not let you. Yeah, put the same unit that you sacrifice onto the battlefield. So less good than people are thinking. It's still strong. I'll let you continue.
You can play. Yeah, you can play a Ross's for just a 1 power. And then you can play this to Mind Splitter your opponent on their turn.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. No, you can't Mind Splitter.
Not Mind Splitter, but
I mean, you can grab anything that's a power less than a power. So
yeah.
1 power or less. And then
let's you play Bryn Here's. Let's you play Bryn Here's.
Yep. I'm thinking only in purple, but yes, added the other colors. You can play anything you want at that point.
Yeah. This card will see play. I haven't seen it in any shells yet, personally.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I'm surprised, but I also haven't seen any shells that are playing Ross's, and I think Ross's is the best card to play with this spell.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about the card that I put on here that has now aged like milk. From when I put it on the screen. That is Lunar Boon. This card has aged so poorly in the 1 week. It's a reaction, which is really strong. For 3 energy, discard a card, draw 2. It's Faithless Looting. This was really good when Scrap Heap existed. I was playing this in a Dazzling Aurora shell with Misfortune as a way of always guaranteeing that I'm going to find that Aurora no matter what. It was playing really well in that. It also acted as a cute way of discarding cards to be able to put them into play with the shovel. Unfortunately, with the banning of Scrap Heap, I think this card is not great anymore. I think we'll see some play in probably Diana, but it won't see play in any purple, any other really purple shells. I don't think because of that.
We can just slap half of its logo and then half of Leona's logo on top of that, and just turn this into Starcrossed because it's not on this list for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, because it's on the next page.
No, it's not on the next page either.
Is it not? Hey, Justice didn't understand how good that card was when we made this.
Yeah, Starcross is 3 energy, 1 power.
Here, I'll throw it on the screen. Give me 1 sec.
It is reaction speed. Return a friendly unit and an enemy unit to their owner's hands. So this is a very, very strong card.
Justice misanalyzed this card pretty hard during
You can just
previews.
you can play Fizz, use Starcross to bounce Fizz back to hand and bounce an enemy unit.
This card hard counters
Notably,
Elder Dragon.
yes, but notably, this says a friendly unit and an enemy unit. Both have to be there for the card to resolve.
Yes.
So thankfully, as much as we think this was going to be terrible, because like with LeBlanc, thankfully sacrifice is a good way to counter
To fizzle the spell. Yeah.
yeah, so if they try to Starcross, your Ruin Rex, your glass mixologist,
Your Glass Mixologist.
yeah, anything that's 5 might or more, you can just sacrifice in response, which is a really nice way of countering it.
Yep.
But this is still an incredibly strong bounce. It is not restricted to battlefield. Just another. It is so powerful.
Probably better Rebuke.
Probably better Rebuke.
After I was saying probably worse Rebuke, but that's why you get That's why you get the team of Mecha the team of Mecha to analyze cards, not just Justice to analyze cards. I'm usually pretty good. My card analysis is usually pretty on point. I think I just didn't read this card very well the first time.
Now let's go to a card that you read really well the first time.
Yeah, this card's silly. Bone Skewer. This is two energy and 1 power. As a hidden card as well. Choose a battlefield. An opponent reveals their hand. You can choose a unit from it, then play that unit to that battlefield, ignoring any and all costs. When they do, stun it. Hey, this lets you thought seize the units from their hand, and put them straight into the graveyard. Worst case, it stuns them if they try to pump. So say you put something in, and then they try to get you at that gotcha moment of pumping it.
Which
It's still
their hand.
Which you've seen their hand.
You'll decide whether you want them to waste the pump or not.
Yep, but also it's a literacy check on your opponent, which a lot of Riftbound players fail. Because they'll try to pump, and then you say, "Okay, cool, go back." The stun mechanic is not very well known.
Mechanic since set 1.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna become more common with Vex. So you're gonna be your villainy is gonna come to a conclusion soon, but.
No. Zenith Blade saying, no, you're the attacker, I'm the defender.
This card's also just really good as a reaction, because you can hide it, and then immediately, like say your opponent tries to go to the other battlefield, you can then snipe a card from their hand, for seemingly free. This card's super powerful, low cost, and it's honestly probably stronger hidden, honestly. So, card's just good. It costs 1 power to do this, and you get to play with perfect information. So that's something. Next page, we got a few more cards. We talked about it briefly. Conscription. This is the best payoff in purple for spending XP. Yikes. But it is a strong effect.
You know what? Spending 5 XP to be able to basically possession anything you want.
It is an additional cost, so if this gets countered, you're kicking and screaming. You're really upset.
5 XP. Thankfully, purple XP decks don't have any like level thresholds the same way like Master E's.
Yeah, they're just spenders.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk to the next one.
Ooh, Existential Dread. So it is a very, very good card. Another.
It could be expensive.
Card.
It could be expensive. The people were saying Sky is falling when this card was printed as well.
Yeah,
I still
yes,
stand by that
it
this
is
card's not going to
expensive.
break the game, but
So for 1 and a
it's strong.
power at action speed, you can you can stun an attacking unit. This is strong if you know you can fight over it, or they're trying to do like an Xyz trade. This is fun because you just stun him and then you get the kill and you get your guy to stay alive.
Yeah.
If they pump for whatever reason before going in or doing anything, you can just go, oh, I'll pay an extra 2 to repeat it. Now it's stunned, and if it's stunned already, you just return it to your opponent's hand.
Yep.
So for 3 and a power, it's Rebuke, which again, we fall under the same. It's very hard to hold up 3 compared to 2. Um, Notably, this is 1
this card's
power.
really good in Vex.
This
Like
card's really good.
like insane in Vex because you can if you have the 5 the Spirit Forge Vex in play, you can just repeat this card always. So it becomes 2 resource, bounce a unit or stun 2 units.
Yeah,
Very strong.
which is very
Yeah.
strong. Yeah.
This next card is strong. I am not sure how good it is yet, as well though. Insightful Investigator. It's a 3 cost, 3 might unit. Then when you play it, you choose an opponent. They reveal their hand, so you get the perfect information once again. And then you get the choice of paying 2 XP to choose a card from their hand. Actually, you have to do that now to be able to look at their hand. Because of the new rules change. So, when you play this, you pay 2 XP to look at your opponent's hand. They discard a card, and then they draw a card. Them getting the free card back means that this is a 1-for-1. But then you get perfect information. So, depends on how much you value that. Could see play in those hand ripping style decks that Pike wants to be playing. And might be a sideboard card, I think, in XP shells.
Yep.
But that's it.
Abandon. It's not bad. I think it's the worst counter spell out of all the counter spells we have.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the one that's the same cost as Wind Wall, and you get to choose whether you want to make birds or not. So for 2
that card's so bad.
for 2 energy, reaction speed counter spell. Return to its owner hand instead of putting it in their trash, and then you can predict. The predict is just a nice add-on.
Without it, I think the
Putting
card's
back in their
unplayable.
hand is very hard.
Yeah.
To say this card's good. If you're doing it like they're tapping out for Time Warp or something like that, it's like great. This is great. But at the same time, you'd rather just play Hard Bargain in this.
Because then if they're tapping over that, then they're losing the card as well.
Yes, they lose the card completely. Now, if you just have Christmas Land of Abandon and then Hard Bargain, and you can get them twice on a turn, on 2 turns, it's very fun.
That doesn't even sound that good. You spent 2 cards and they spent 1 card twice.
Twice. They wasted their whole turn. We spent 2 energy.
You spent 2 cards. But yeah,
we're playing Annie.
I'm not sure how good Abandon is. It seems interesting. It's I think this will be copy 4 if you're playing 3 Hard Bargain in your list.
I haven't seen yet.
Which I haven't seen yet, and I don't think I ever will see. But it's good to talk about it because it's a printing and it will see play in some decks because some people will be spicy and try to play this instead of Hard Bargain. They're probably wrong to do so, but it exists. Hey, it's your color, Jake.
Order.
They got a lot of good stuff.
We did get a lot of good stuff. I'll start with one of my favorite cards, Otacon.
Yep.
Even demons can be undone. So Otacon reads, you may kill a friendly unit as you play me. If you do, it costs 1 energy less and 1 power less for each power or energy that the card you killed costs. It has ganking, and when it attacks, the defender has to has to kill a unit here. So it is call the weak at a specific location, where you don't have to kill your own unit, which is really good. It is unfortunately slow.
Yeah.
In the LeBlanc deck, the best you can see it is getting this out for really cheap and then mirror imaging another one.
It's expensive and it takes a lot of time to set up, but it is a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Sacrifice next. Sacrifice is great. Reaction speed, 1 energy. As an additional cost to play it, you have to kill a mighty unit. So again, if this gets defied, you've lost your mighty unit. But if you didn't, you get to draw 2 and channel 1 Rune Exhausted, which is very strong. You can do this in reaction to temporary trigger, which helps in LeBlanc.
And then it also combos really well with Rift Herald, which is the card to its right, which is a 7 might, 8 cost, 1 power unit that says when I move to a battlefield, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal a unit card, draw it, recycle the rest. And then it has a really good death knell ability that says when this unit dies, you may play a unit from your hand, ignoring its energy costs. You still pay power costs. This card is so good in yellow-orange Aurora Shells. So good.
Yeah.
Because you sacrifice your Rift Herald, and you put that Elder Dragon that's been rotting in your hand for the entire game out for only 4 power. Only 4 power is
so happy to have Volibear in your hand.
Yeah, like it is just so it's a dopamine hit and a half. Doing that, it also just acts as a good value play if you have a second one, because you can just have another one now. This card is going to be, I think this card's going to see play in a variety of decks. I think mostly in those yellow Aurora Shells. I've seen some LeBlanc list, dabbling with it. I don't think it will make the final cut, unfortunately, because it is expensive, and the LeBlanc deck is kind of a mid-rangey aggro deck. So, but yeah, Rift Herald, really good, really cool.
And then we have the pre-Rift promo card here, Ash focused.
Yep.
She is 5 energy, 1 power for 4 might. When you play me, choose an opponent, they reveal their hand, choose a card revealed this way, and banish it. When they hold, return it to their hand. So if you have the ability to hold off your opponent from holding points, since that's very difficult into yellow, you're basically telling them that they're discarding the card.
Yeah, it's really hard to get it back. This card, in my opinion, has after playing with it and seeing it played for a little while, is not as good as I thought it was originally. But just yellow doesn't really have hand disruption, and this is a really good way of having it. So strong effect.
I think, it's a very costly card. And then we have Tactical Retreat, which is a 2 energy spell. With reaction speed, choose a friendly unit. The next time it would die this turn, heal it, exhaust it, and recall it instead. So yellow just got Zonia's Hourglass, but it's a spell.
Yep, and it's good.
Strong.
Don't play more than 1 copy of this if you have green in your deck.
I'm not sure you should play any if you have green in your deck.
Hushos. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the far right.
Is just a stronger card.
We have Super Laser Blast. If you play Star Wars Unlimited, this is the Ruination. Damnation. This is we got it. We're getting it early, guys. It's the kill everything. Let's restart the game. So this is 9 resource and 3 power. Spell, kill all units. If you're playing Lux, it says kill all units and draw a card.
If you're playing LeBlanc, it says kill all units and trigger every death knell on the board.
Yeah, the card is very strong. If you're behind, this essentially levels the playing field and says, let's restart from square one again. Let's go again. Good way of
If you're
keeping
playing
up.
Vi, this will trigger all your Ferris Forerunners
Yes, yes, it will.
to get a cool 2 points on the next turn.
Or if you have a ready effect in play, like what's that card called? Where you get the gold and everything enters ready that turn. Bushwhack, yeah.
Oh yeah, Bushwhack into Ruination.
Yeah, Bushwhack and Ruination with Ferris Forerunners in play. Good combo. Subscribe to my Metafy. I'll let you do your girl.
Which one?
Both of them.
Both of them. Okay. We already talked about LeBlanc Fragmented. Death Knell, draw 1. Beginning phase, draw 2. Very, very strong. In LeBlanc herself, definitely the Chamber Unit card. And then we have a card that I think is very strong in Leona, which is Vi Peacekeeper. It is a ambush unit. It is 5 energy, 1 power, 5 might. It has ambush, and when I attack, stun an enemy unit here. So when you go into attack, if you're going with Leona, if you're going with any other unit, you just slam this down and you get the stun. It's very, very good. I think it's very strong. Just being able to ambush stun something, and then also you just have 5 might extra in your attack.
Yep. I'll talk about the big bird. So, hey, it's Galio. He's a 3 energy, 1 power, 6 might unit. Which is the most overstated unit in the game, aside from Rasa. That has deflect, because of that petricite body of his, and he's got tank as well.
He also has always stunned.
He also has always stunned, which is a pretty big downside. But something that he's really good in, baited hook. This lets you skip a step. Generally, baited hook decks, you have to build your deck around doing steps of power to be able to make sure you can always get up to the higher echelons. Galio lets you jump immediately on your 3 resource turn to Rift Herald immediately. Lets you jump to Otacon immediately. Lets you jump to all of the good 7 might units, which is really powerful. And in LeBlanc, if you can make copies of him as well, that's a wall that most people can't break. It's good for stalling for time in the blue LeBlancs, as opposed to the Death Knell styled LeBlanc. But I think he's very powerful. I think he's going to see a lot of play. We're still unsure of how good the Hook version of LeBlanc is. I personally don't think Hook is a very powerful strategy. But if you like hitting the slot machine, it's a great deck. Do you want to talk about the card that's blown me out a few times now?
Yeah, Stalking Wolf. So this is your Cruel Patron at reaction speed. So it is a 4 energy and 1 power for 6 might. It has ambush. It says it's an additional cost to play me. Kill a bird, cat, dog, or Poro you control. You may play me to its battlefield, even if you don't have other units there. Obviously, that was a clarification to the rules before the rules change. Now that they've changed, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I mean, you can. Here's my soaring scout. Oh, actually, it's a wolf.
Yep, here's my plundering Poro. Oh, actually, it's a wolf.
Yep. It's just a really good blowout card to have ambush on. can catch people off guard. That's for sure. I
Yep.
think it's a strong card. Um, the the one downside is it has to be a bird, cat, dog, or poro, which definitely limits the shells it can be put into.
This card's nuts in Ivern.
Oh yeah.
This card's so good in Ivern.
Oh yeah. If the rest of Ivern's card pool was good, it would be nuts.
Yep. And that's our order cards. And aside from that, I think this is actually our last slide. Nope. I lie. I lie. I'm so stupid. I'm so silly.
Slides.
Okay, so these are cards that are gonna see play in that are gonna be really good in only one style of deck. We'll just kind of rapid fire them. Jake, you start, and then I'll go to the next one.
Combat experience. It's reaction. Give +1. Give +3 if you're level 6. Master Yi. Really good on guard once you're at level 6. We already talked about Skyward Sword. Sorry, Skyward Strike.
What slide are you on?
Oh, I'm one ahead of you. Guys, let's see, Smite because it banishes units.
Yep. I'm gonna rapid fire Lilia here. Sprite Queen. I'm not sure actually how good this card is because it reads like garbage. It says when you play me or at the start of your next beginning phase, you play a ready 3 Might Sprite token. So this is 7 cost and 1 power for a 9 stats worth of unit. Seems okay. Could be played in Lilia. Thousand Tailed Watcher copy number 4. I don't know. Shadow Watcher. This card's nuts in Lilia. Your units are always dying early, and then this card punches up because it's got higher might than its actual cost. Really good. Obviously, we have her chosen champion that we didn't talk about earlier. But when she moves from a location, you play a sprite there. So you play her accelerated to a battlefield that you already control with like a sprite. Move her back. Now you've doubled the might there. Pretty cool, and she's ready to be able to make discounts for your future activations. And Smoke and Mirrors. I think this card's super bad. Do not play this card. This card is so bad. It's Tide Turner, but you have to be using a temporary unit too, as well. This card sucks. Do not.
It says the best part of the card is at the very bottom.
It can draw a card. This card sucks. Moving on.
Okay, yeah. Now we go to the Volibear Dragon Tribal. So this is mainly fueled by Gentle Gem Dragon.
Yeah.
8 cost dragon, and whenever you play me or another dragon, ready up to 2 runes. So you can do some broken stuff with obviously the gamer. I can't remember the name of the card, but it makes your dragons cost 2 less.
Herald of the Scales.
Herald of the Scales makes your dragons cost 2 less. So it costs 2 less, plus you're readying 2 runes. You can do some broken stuff with that, and obviously just any other dragons. So this when you conquer, your friendly unit +8. Yeah, I mean you're playing dragons left and right in that deck.
Yeah. Vox is unplayable. This is a bad card. Don't play it. But if you want to play Dragon Tribal, and you want a curve topper, this card can exist.
You can play Elder Dragon without having all your runes on board.
Yeah.
Which is very good in your Dragon Tribal.
And then we got Victor cards. Shadow's Call, choose a unit with temporary. Give it temporary, draw 2 cards. Really strong.
Without temporary.
Yes, sorry. Soul Shepherd makes your tokens swing up. Victor is not a combat deck, so this card will probably not see any play, but cool card that could exist in the future. And we have the Gutter Palace, which is the 4/4/4/4 card that also has discard a card, make a bird.
Yeah. So at the start of your beginning phase, if you have exactly 4 cards in hand, exactly 4 units at battlefields, you win the game.
This card will see play maybe in LeBlanc, I think, before it sees play in Victor. Because I saw a cool Turbo LeBlanc list. It's pretty cool. But to be seen. Hey, it's all those XP cards that we were talking about earlier that are mostly unplayable because you're playing an XP deck. Let's talk about them quickly. You kind of
Like
already
I said
touched on combat
before.
experience.
Combat experience, Skyward Strike.
Honey fruit. It's a one of those seals, but it costs mana, but it doesn't cost power. Could be playable.
Arcane Signet was good in Commander.
Sure was. Your turn, Moss Stomper.
Moss Stomper has Hunt 2. It gets when you're level 3, it gets +1 in Deflect. This is similar to Scorch Claw, and there's a blue unit that does the same thing. It is your 3 energy, 1 power, 3 might with Hunt 2 and level 3.
Notably very strong in the level Master Yi because it can become 5.
Yeah.
Hunter's Machete. Hey, it's an equipment that lets you play XP mechanics without playing the bad XP cards. This card's really good.
Yep, it's a good stat.
Yeah.
Shepherd's Heirloom, also good. I don't know. I guess Poppy's the only place where you'll see the XP gain here, but
Yeah.
when you play this, gain 1 XP, and then you can spend an XP to equip. So I mean, 2 energy for 2 might on an equipment is actually pretty strong.
Without a power
The
cost
downside
as well.
yeah, without a power cost. Downside is obviously spending the XP because you have to make it.
Yep. Next card is Kha'Zix. I've been blown out by this card so many times because I just have reading comprehension issues because I am a Riftbound player. Um, Kha'Zix.
Yep.
It's a
Give your
4.
units -2.
Nope, that's not what it does. Although I was convinced of that for the first day I played against it. Um, I kept thinking it was a really a signature spell. Anyways, this card's a lot worse than I thought it was. But it's 4 cost, 1 power, 4 might.
Yeah.
With ambush, and when he attacks or defends, if an enemy unit is alone here, you give him +2 might and gain 2 XP. This card is blowout on a stick. Blowout on a stick from your champion zone. It's the only playable Kha'Zix card. Yeah, your turn. Buff bird.
No, it's the Fae. You get Squirrel, Enthralling Protector. It is just a good 2-drop. You can spend 2 XP to buff him. His Hunt, and he's just 2 for 2. Just
Yep.
good statted opening unit.
Turns on called. What's that card called?
Call to Glory.
Call to Glory. Really easily. In XP decks. So, good card. We talked about Poppy pretty extensively already, so I'll just skip her for now. Nyla. Jake and Max think this card is awesome. I think this card is booty cheeks.
Any card that says when I move, do blank is pretty good.
I think this card's awful. So this is a 3 cost, 1 power, 4 might unit that has Accelerate for 1 and 1 power, which is Accelerate what it does. It has Ganking, which is nice. And when it says when I move, gain an XP. This card does nothing the turn you play it. Or you can be paying 4.
Overstatted and ganking.
Or you can pay 4 cost and
Yes,
2
it is-
power to be able to gain
It
1
is
XP.
It is very power hungry, yes.
This
Bad.
card blows. This card is so bad.
That's a good XP card in
It's a decent XP card.
Kha'Zix.
I don't think even Master Yi would play this card. I think this card's awful. Moving
It's a
on.
Kha'Zix card.
Kha'Zix is a bad deck. Moving on.
But if you win combat and you move to gain 1, you can spend 2 with Kha'Zix to bring her back, and then you gain 1 back.
Oh, it's like a mail-in rebate.
Yes.
Next is Mr. Root. I will protect him with my life. He is a 2 cost, 1 might unit with Accelerate that says when I move to a battlefield, gain 2 XP. It's Hunt 2, but better.
Yep.
Because you always get it, even if you don't conquer.
We talked about conscription already.
Yep, your turn.
We have the yellow poppy. It's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
If you spend 3 XP, it just cost a player. She costs 3 less, so she's a 3 energy, 1 power for 5 might with ambush and tank,
This card's
which
nuts.
is
Better Nylia.
super. Yeah, it's really good, well statted. Um, yeah, it's same cost as Nylia, no exceptions.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just decent card. I don't think Poppy's Shell is good for XP gain though.
For now,
And then
we'll
you have
see. We'll see if they print more XP cards in the future, or if they're gonna do the Star
that's
Wars
fair.
Unlimited style, where they just don't ever revisit mechanics. We'll see.
Well, they're never gonna revisit Leona. We have the Safety Inspector.
This is a good
Give us
sideboard
thumbs
card.
up.
He gives us a thumbs up. He says everything's all good. Everything's clear for, you guys are good to go be alive in the workplace. Spend 3 XP as initial cost to play him if you'd like, and it edicts stuff. It's cold a week, but it can be one-sided if you spend XP, and on a stick. So
At 5 energy, it's a bit expensive.
yep, but
But
it's
yes,
a card that's okay
having
for
called a
XP.
week on, yeah, having called a week on a stick is
And unfortunately, that is all of the good XP cards. The rest of them either just have Hunt 1 and are just vanilla creatures aside from that, or don't have an effect that is worth spending XP on.
I think there's another 2-drop unit that says draw a card, but I think it's like level 6 or level 4.
Yeah, the one that it's a 2-drop it's a 2-drop 2 might unit that at level 6 you draw a card when you play it.
I think that one's half decent.
I'd rather just play the Clockwork card from set 1.
Yeah,
Because then at least I can
that
always
makes
draw the
sense
card.
too.
But yeah, and that's all of it. That's Riftbound Unleashed. Thank you everybody for watching through our very very long video at 2 hours and 42 minutes now. All of this stuff is available at mechagames.ca. So if you're looking for anything like the Vi deck, the Vex deck, booster boxes, anything like that, go to mechagames.ca. That's right, that's MECHAGAMES.ca, and pick up your stuff. We will be hosting a pre-rift on May 1st, with the set launching on May 8th. So if you pre-order any of these booster boxes or decks, you'll be available to pick them up on that date. Also, in case you guys didn't see on our socials, we just started up a new Discord for the Mecha Games digital tournaments. We're actually hosting a win-a-box for this set on TCG Arena through our Discord. For more information, go check out the description and sign up. Hope to see you guys at Mecha for pre-rift, and thanks for watching. This is Justice.
Hey.
Ciao.
Yep.